guess. Are we already live?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't usually do it like this.
You did it a different way.
Yeah, I guess we're live.
Sweet. I need a projector.
Okay. Sorry, projecting.
Maybe I don't need a projector, actually. Maybe I don't want to see the...
I'm not sure if I want to see this. See if it finds this automatically. It doesn't look like it's going to. And... okay. Oh. Chat is disabled for...
this live stream.
No, it's not. You're wrong. Bad program. Try it again.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Good job.
That looks like the autism that I'm used to.
I know you were like, please tell me the autism will be here.
It's like, man, what is, like, honestly, though, what is this show without the tism?
Oh, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Tism show.
I mean, we've finally figured out how to push off all of the content responsibility onto the people that watch us.
Yeah, like the more they're carrying the burden, the better it is.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that simple fact of life, right?
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, if we can't come together and agree that this is on them, you know, then...
Do y'all still live together? No. TJ drove several miles across town to come into my house and say, hey, dude, want to come do a ideology with me at my house? And I was like, sure. And then I drove several miles across town to be here.
Can video games be art? Yeah. You know what, though? It seems like for the longest time there was this debate like, oh, man, this fucking can you believe this person says video games aren't art and all this? And, you know, there was this big fight and everyone, video games are art, video games aren't art, blah, 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 blah. And now they get treated more like art. And, you know, it's like you see these reviews like, what is this game saying with this? And it's like, it's just a fucking game.
Yeah, people can't
it's
make
not
up their
saying
minds.
nothing. Fuck you. Talk about the gameplay. It's like, you're unpleasable. You're unpleasable faggots is what you are.
Video games have always been an art form. I mean, you can find examples of, you know, it depends on, like, art is one of those nebulous things, but you can find examples of aesthetic beauty in video games going all the way back to the beginning. Music and, you know, all the things that come together to make what we consider a piece of art outside of video games. So, what the fuck, dude?
Have you seen Cody Weber's rap? Pushing 30? No, I don't want to either.
Yeah, I think
I've suffered enough, thank you.
We've dipped into there enough.
What is a TERF? That is a fucking radical feminist that hates trans people. I think it stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist, and they're assholes.
A TERF.
And anyone who talks shit about them that just gets banned from things like that. Because they just love their little flagging campaigns and stuff. Is it just radical feminism in general that believes that all penetrative sex is rape no matter what the consent is? I think that, I don't know if they all believe that, but I know a good chunk of them, of the super radical feminists believed. Yeah, they call it PIV sex.
Right, and no matter what, no matter how much you want it as a chick, it's still rape.
Yeah, because you've been conditioned by society and all that.
Right.
So there's no way that maybe you just want a dick. That's impossible. Your natural state is eating radical feminist pussy. So, I mean, what are you talking about, dick?
Stinky,
you don't want
radical feminist, sweaty hair pie, dude. That's what you should be lusting after, women.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just a bunch of really pissed off dykes that hate men.
Cool.
And, you know, that's what it is.
I wonder if they just need some dick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
Would a good, like, slice of dick just jumpstart their whole worldview and shit?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if they ever stopped beating around the bush, so to speak, and, you know, found themselves a good dick, they'd probably be fine. You know, whatever. I mean, if you want to like pussy as a chick, then go ahead and like pussy, but you don't have to attach all this man-hating shit to it and, you know, start talking about how all sex is rape and any woman who wants something other than what you want is obviously brainwashed. You're just a piece of shit.
You don't even understand you're getting raped. Like, can you get raped without, like, I guess if you're unconscious, but, like, if you're conscious, I don't even understand how rape works. If you don't think you were raped, then you weren't, right?
I don't know.
Isn't that really what it's based on?
Yeah, I mean, it's based on, you know, did you consent to that sex you just had? I mean, you know, was it like, I want sex also? Or were you like, no, please, no sex? And then they're just like, shut up and take it, bitch. Then I guess it's rape, regardless of how you felt afterwards. But I mean, obviously, you're not going to do anything about it if you're like, you know, I didn't want that dick, but once it was in me, A+, you know?
A+ dick.
I guess that'd still be rape.
That happens in old movies a lot, though.
Oh, yeah.
Where the dude, like, starts, the girl's like, no, get away from me. And then, like, as it goes on, she starts to get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that used to be okay. People used to be like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he convinced her with the persuasive power of dick. I mean, you know, that used to be something that you could portray. Now, obviously, if you did that, people would be fucking horrified.
They would boycott your film.
I mean, not me, but I guess some people would be.
Yeah, you'd make a lot of money just on me repeatedly going to see your film.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, let's go see that again.
Let's end this boycott.
There was a Clint Eastwood movie where he rolls into town. He's the hero, and like one of the first things he does is he just rapes this bitch, you know? But then it turns out, in case you have any sort of moral compunctions about it or whatever, it turns out like he's the ghost of some other dude that was killed in the town who she betrayed, so it's okay. It was like vengeance rape, you know?
Sure.
It was like, and no, you know, this is like, the movie's not like, this is a questionable thing this character's doing. It's like, he's justified.
Yeah, she had it coming. She earned it.
This bitch had it fucking coming, trust us.
Ashley, does Paul smell like a wet bath mat? I don't think I do, dude. I think I smell pretty goddamn good.
I've never caught an offensive odor emanating from Paul.
See, there you go.
For myself, all the time. Like, I'll be sitting there, and I'll just be like, man, I smell my balls.
The vinegar, dude.
And then it's like, other people can definitely smell that if I'm smelling it. This is bad.
Yeah.
But I've never been, like, sitting around with Paul, like, Paul, you smell like fucking sour milk. Get the fuck out of here.
Didn't you fart in a woman's face once? Who, me or TJ? Did you? Have you farted in somebody's face? I think I did once.
Oh, I farted in a woman's face, yeah.
Yeah.
I was leaving Bob Evans. She kept fucking, she's staring daggers at me for like 5 minutes straight while I waited in line. I was getting uncomfortable. So when I fucking was walking out, I just let out a fucking fart in her face.
That's like, so great.
You want to be a fucking sour-faced bitch and stare at me? Here you go. Here's something to stare at, you fucking cunt. This fucking bitter old woman. Pissed that her life didn't go the way she wanted. Probably too old to even smell it. Fuck.
Favorite psychedelic experience? For me, like, the most recent psychedelic experience that I've had is always the most memorable and therefore my favorite. Like, the minute that I have a new psychedelic experience, the others seem to pale in comparison to it. So I guess, you know, right now my favorite would be tripping up in the woods in Washington.
Yeah, I took like 3 or 4 tabs one time, and I saw all these sitting in that same bathroom where you saw yourself going, like, aging and shit.
Yeah.
I saw that kind of a similar thing, but it wasn't like my face didn't actually change into those things. It was like there were all these like neon lines that kind of just drew things on me, you know?
Yeah.
But it was like it would change me into different things. Like, now you're old, now you're a pirate, now you're, and like super fast, you know, in succession, just like boom, 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 boom. You know, here's all these different weird things we can come up with for you to be. That was a cool mirror, especially on acid.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about that mirror. but it was good.
Because when you weren't on acid, it was a weird mirror. It's like, I don't want to look in my eyes while I take a shit.
Yeah, you're right.
But on acid, it was a cool mirror. You need to do DMT.
Yeah, I don't want that shit, dude.
The apostles of DMT always show up.
I know.
To talk about this.
They're like the people that fucking are trying to get you to watch or listen to that. What's that fucking band that everybody's always trying? The Death Grips.
Yeah, Death Grips.
Yeah, I think it's the same people.
Yeah, people into the Death Grips and people into DMT are the same, and they both are proselytizers of that
oh my
shit.
God, are they annoying too? Holy shit.
There was another attack in London, whatever. Like a 2% chance that's even true. People always fucking come in here and do their little fake news.
Yeah. They're like, thoughts on the bomb in New York City today?
It's like, oh shit, what? Then you rush to go check it out, which I'm doing now.
Checking out the London shit.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, wow, nothing. Amazing.
That's shocking, dude.
Can't believe it.
I am shocked.
Can't fucking believe it.
What a righteous troll, dude. Dude, you were well and truly trolled, TJ.
I know.
How do you feel, dude?
They made it seem as if an event was happening that wasn't in fact happening.
Yep.
Pretty
wow,
crazy.
dude. Holy shit. That's almost as bad as getting your pants pulled down in front of everybody, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just embarrassing.
Right there on that level, right there. Oh yeah. Favorite living comedians? I like Doug Stanhope a lot. I listened to a set from I really like David Cross. I listened to a set recently from Donald Glover.
Yep.
Yeah, he was really good. Chris Rock, I think, is not as good as he used to be, but still pretty good and used to be fucking fantastic. Dave Chappelle, good. Ricky Gervais, I just watched his special a few days ago. I thought that was really good. Jim Jeffries is good. There's quite a few talented comedians working today, honestly.
Yep.
No one that really blows my mind on that, like this is a fucking legend kind of level. But some definitely. Oh, and I got to mention Joe Rogan too. His
I mean,
show is
Cosby's
great.
still alive too, so he's technically a living comedian.
Yeah, and he's a great one.
Yep.
Despite whatever.
I mean, he might be the best living comedian.
At this point, I mean, I don't know if he's probably far from his prime by now, but he is alive and his body of work is impressive. So.
Yep.
R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth. It's like, okay. Yep. I wouldn't. When I just checked the London thing right now and didn't see that, I'm sure that no one wrote about the Queen dying.
Oopsie. If we forgot to mention the Queen died.
Like, oh, by the way, Queen's dead. Queen's dead. When am I going back on Joe Rogan? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going back. I'd go back if I was invited again, I guess. But it's not. I'm not like bothering Joe Rogan like, when's my next turn? It's like, as far as I'm concerned, like the fact that someone on my level made it onto Joe Rogan twice is good enough for me.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
If he wants me back a third time, he can come to me and tell me like, hey, TJ, want to come on again? And I'll say, sure.
Well, with a connection like that, too, one of the best ways to really that you never get invited back is to, like, bother to be invited back.
Oh, yeah, like, hey, Joe, when you got me back, dog? I really need another Joe Rogan appearance right about now, man. Please.
Yeah.
Please. No, I feel pretty content with what I did on my first two appearances, so I don't know. That's just, I'm not going to go begging for another fucking opportunity. TJ, we just started World War III. You need to run your... I don't have a fallout shelter, so if that's happening, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, we'll just rock it till the wheels fall off here.
May my death be swift. YouTuber TJ Kirk died in a plane crash. Oh, shit.
I didn't hear that.
I liked him.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was all right.
I mean, it's kind of annoying, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously he was way better in, like, 2011.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, like, lately, it's like, you could just tell he stopped giving a shit.
Oh, yeah, he stopped caring a long time
ago. But, I mean,
but
honestly,
rest in peace,
at the time, like, for his time and place, he was all right.
He was all right, yeah,
I mean, I watched some of his videos. I probably watched, like,
Yeah, I watched a few of them.
I pretty much watched like most of them he put out in like around 2011, 2012.
Well, who wasn't? Yeah, that's when he was really good.
But I guess he's dead now, so R.I.P. T.J. Kirk. I mean, no one really gives a shit, I guess, but you know, he was all right.
Yeah, I'll miss him. You know,
yeah, he's all right.
Or miss what he used to be.
Yeah, a long time ago. Paul would kill it on Joe Rogan. I think he would.
There's just no reason for Joe to even know who I am, much less have me on his show.
That's
so it's
true.
Just one of those things, you know. I can fantasize about it.
I couldn't even believe I got. The only reason I got on is just because he happened to see some of my videos and be like, "Yeah, this guy's kind of funny." I don't know which one he saw that was actually funny and not just try-harding, but apparently he saw me actually be funny once. It was like, "Come on my show." I'm like, "All right."
And then we were kind of newsworthy for a while after the Milo thing. And I think that probably kicked the door open for your second invite there.
That's true. So that probably raised the profile a little bit, I guess. But yeah, maybe if Joe invites me back, I'll be like, let me bring my buddy Paul. We do some shows together. We're good as a duo.
I mean, that might fuck you up though. You know what I mean? That's another one of those things that you got to be careful about.
Yeah, I know, right?
You get the invite. You've already, you know, been given a gift, and then it's just like, hey man, can I get a little side gift? It's like, you know, you got to be careful with that shit, man.
Whatever.
You don't. What I'm saying is like, you don't want to make like a connect like that feel like you're a piece of shit that's trying to, you know, just use his
Joe,
platform.
can I bring my family into the studio? They all want to see, you know.
I got this fat loudmouth that I sometimes hang out with. Can I bring him in the studio? Have him fuck up your channel?
I want everybody in there. Everybody I know. I want to bring my friends, my extended family.
Yep.
Can you get some catering?
Yeah.
Both times I was on Joe Rogan afterward, the immediate thing afterwards was Joe, after he does his show, he runs to the bathroom and takes like a fucking 3-hour piss. And that was both times I was there, so that must just be ritual. Like, so I was like standing outside that bathroom just like listening to Joe Rogan piss. And I'm like, that's Joe Rogan pissing in there.
Wow.
It's weird. Like, for some reason, that was more surreal than anything else. Like, I'm talking to Joe Rogan. I'm on the Joe Rogan show. It was just like, I was just kind of like a zombie, at least internally then.
Right.
But when he was like, wow, that's Joe Rogan pissing in that toilet in there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, I realized, like, I got some fucking weird, like, priorities in life or something. Like, not in some major, like, profound way necessarily, but, like, I was over at my fucking mom's house and shit. And, just, like, you know, things be offered to me. Like, yeah, okay. You want some cake? Oh, sure. Yeah. And then, like, I just happened to see, like, Stevie's drinking on a Hawaiian punch. I'm like, holy shit, is there Hawaiian punch here?
Super excited.
I'm just like, yeah. I run to the fridge. Whoa, I open it. There's like, where's the Hawaiian punch? She's like, I think that might have been the last one. I'm like,
no.
Oh, no, there's one left. Yes. Hawaiian punch. And I drank it. I'm like, yeah, this isn't even that good. I don't know why I was so excited. But
there's some about Hawaiian punch, though.
Especially if you ain't had a Hawaiian punch in a while. You're like, holy shit, a Hawaiian punch.
Yeah.
Neat. I could go for that. If I got a fucking 12-pack, I probably wouldn't even touch it.
But then you start rifling back through your brain, and you're like, when's the last time I was that excited about anything?
Yeah, that's what happened.
And you're like, uh-oh.
You know,
Hawaiian punch.
Because someone even drew attention to it. It's like, I love what actually makes him excited. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, oh, fuck, this is what I've been reduced to. Now I'm just the fucking Hawaiian punch guy.
Well, whatever.
Yay, Hawaiian punch.
You remember those like raps in the 90s for the Hawaiian Punch commercials?
Yeah.
For over 20 years now, we've been feeling the crunch with this funky dude in antlers and Hawaiian Punch. 7 fruits are blended for a taste that's one of a kind. But keep your eye on the punchy or he'll get you every time.
Damn, dude.
Lodged in my brain, dude. Just stuck in there.
That's never leaving.
No, it won't.
You could be fucking old, senile, Alzheimer's, dementia, whatever the fuck.
That's probably what I'll be doing.
Yeah,
on my deathbed. I'll just be like singing the Hawaiian Punch rap over and over again. My family will be visiting me like, Paul, can you see me? I'll be like, for over 20 years now, I've been feeling the crunch. Oh, man. What the fuck, dude?
Do I think we could get a future similar to Star Trek? I mean, I think it's kind of a fantasy. I mean,
it's a total fantasy.
There's like even if certain elements of that came to pass, like interstellar travel and stuff, we're not going to be just like palling around with a bunch of aliens that just happen to look like us and have similar fucking value systems and shit.
I mean, to answer that question, just answer this. Can you see two human beings placed in a room with everything that they need to survive, not killing each other eventually? My answer to that is no. So I don't really think that there's a chance that we as a society are going to put aside all of our personal differences and shit and agree to work towards the common good. It just ain't. I don't think that's really in humanity. We're too tribal.
Now maybe if we were genetically altered or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But am I going to see Ready Player One? I'm not going to go rush to the theater to see it, but I mean, I'll probably end up seeing it eventually.
Yeah, I'll rent it.
You know, DJ does boredom. Go away then.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bitch.
I'd fucking ban you if I wasn't too lazy.
Yeah, honestly. Seriously. I hate that. Those are the worst kinds of people.
It's like, I'm bored. It's like, you know, I'm sure during the course of one of these streams, plenty of people get bored and they just leave.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to let me know. Like, I'm not filing that away under, like, the constructive criticism folder. Like, oh, shit, be more enthralling for whoever.
For douchebag McGee in the chat.
He's so fucking important to me.
Give him the SWAT, dude.
I can't. I didn't even have the chat open, but now I do, so I guess if it happens...
Well, fuck him.
You get a freebie.
Are you not entertained? Yeah.
See, then people... Another thing is you start... If you fucking say you're pissed about something, some like guy like this guy here, this John fuck, they started saying the same thing so they can be the center of attention.
Yeah, it's so sad, dude. They're like, maybe I'll get noticed if I also say that it's boring. It's like, oh, God, man, what does your life consist of?
Trump doesn't understand community college. Well, just add it to the list of things he doesn't understand then.
That's probably the least of things that he doesn't understand. I don't think Trump understands how he's perceived on a fundamental level.
I think he thinks that the people who... I mean, it's like kind of like goes back to the Sarah Palin thing of like real America, you know?
Yeah.
Like Trump thinks the people in real America love Trump. And it's only, like, the fake America that has an issue with him.
Trump is boring. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I get pretty fed up with the constant assault of, this is what happened with Trump today. Trump said this. Trump released this tweet. Trump did. You know, it's just...
My name is Jeff. Good. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
On that. TJ used to be a total conservative. I mean, I was a libertarian. I don't know if, you know.
That's got elements of conservatism.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's basically like I was economically conservative. I was never really socially conservative. There was never a time when it was like, the gays are fucking poisoning society or, you know.
Ban abortions.
Like yeah. I had a more fucking... I honestly had a fucking more liberal stance on certain things when I was more of a libertarian, like border shit. I used to just be like totally like an open borders guy, where it's just like, yep, let them in. I don't care. Fuck it.
Aren't libertarians more protectionist usually?
I guess, but my fucking interpretation of libertarian values was like open marketplace, right? If they're willing to come here and work cheaper and that's better for business, bring them on over.
Got it.
Get them on over here. Let them work for slave wages. I don't give a shit. That's good for America. Maybe it is. I don't fucking know.
I mean, in some ways it is. It allows us to buy really cheap fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. Crack down on immigration. You see price of corn go up a little, you know?
Yep. Oh, you'd see it go up a lot.
Yeah. Have to start paying white people to do the job.
Yep. It's a little more expensive.
Why is this shit so expensive now? Because white people are doing it.
Yeah, why is a loaf of bread $8? Because we're not using basically slave labor anymore.
Good old legal slavery. Do you think Russia influenced the election, or is that bullshit? A little bit of both, maybe.
I mean, I think the extent that some people think it was influenced is bullshit, but I think that it's totally like not even up for debate that they were.
I think they tried. I don't know if they actually succeeded, because like a lot of the shit's like they set up some fake Facebook pages and like, okay, so I mean, like, did that really tip the scales? I mean, maybe it did. I don't fucking know.
I mean, you know, they were doing that. They were doing all kinds of things trying to influence opinion and shit. And some of those things reached outside of the social media. Like, you know, they sowed a lot of discontent. So even if it wasn't for Trump, they were trying to make the political process more volatile. And I think they succeeded in that.
They seemed like they just had a vendetta against Hillary, because in the primary, they were trying to get Bernie in there.
Right.
And then in the general, they actually, before they thought Trump was going to get in there, they kind of hedged their bet and had some support for Cruz and some support for these other guys. They just wanted anyone but Hillary, because I think that she was taking such a hard line, fuck you, Russia kind of stance to show what a badass she was. It was like something that she even bragged about with her advisors, is like Hillary sees the world like a chessboard and stuff, like to try to get the foreign policy wonks on her side. And it's like, I don't want someone who sees the world like a fucking chessboard.
You know who else I hate in the chat? People that think they're clever that make themselves stupid, like Kikin here. So discontent, lol. He put it in quotes like I made something up. No, that's actually a completely acceptable turn of phrase. You just don't understand what it means. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is kind of great.
I fucking love that shit, dude.
Oh, shit. Money for a happy birthday, and say many cynics throughout history mocking future enlargements of empathy and cooperation and have been very wrong. Resistance is futile. Manifest Trek destiny may well be on the horizon post major changes. Okay.
Yeah, dude, and a fucking leprechaun might fall out of my asshole at any second either. You know, I mean, like, it could happen. You never know. It's possible.
Lots of things are.
I just wouldn't hold my breath, but whatever. You're one of them optimist types.
Who knows? History will unfold as it will, and someone will be vindicated, and it's probably not going to be anyone. Because if there's one thing we know, the future is usually not too predictable. You know, people think they got a grasp on it, and then it kind of goes its own way and does its own thing. But, you know, I can tell you this. There seems to be a lot more disaster scenarios than, like, wow, it's a glistening utopia. You know, just look at most of our history. It's like, suffering and pain, suffering and pain, suffering and pain, suffering and pain.
Yeah, massive inequality.
And, yep. That trend has continued on.
It's gotten worse
now. So
I mean, the in terms of like economic inequality, it's gotten worse. Like there's a large, a growing gap between the poorest of the poor and the richest of the rich. So yeah, I don't think we're heading in that direction, guys. Happy birthday, Paul. I lurk in your streams often. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that, bro. Speaking of lurking.
Don't you chew up any of my cables.
Oh, yeah, dude. The cable chewing monster himself. Like, yep. As soon as you put me down, cable chomping time. Come here, skitters.
Yeah, I was listening to one of Paul's streams over on his Poltergeist channel, where he does his solo streams and shit. And he was, we were listening to it in the car. We kind of just do that a lot, you know, because, like, music sucks. And the music I like, I've listened to a million times. But somehow I'm not tired of listening to Paul yet, so.
My bloviations.
But he was like, the way the stream ended was like, okay, I think it's good now. After, like, several other crashes. And it's like, all right, I think it's good now. I think we got it. No, the stream, I think what happened was, and then it just ended.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit.
Because Squeaks chewed through the cord of my fucking webcam, and it was overbussing my USB. And my computer was freaking the fuck out, like, this isn't good.
Is diversity a strength or weakness for society? It depends on how the society reacts to the diversity, doesn't it? And what's the diversity of? I mean, if you only have diversity of race, but you don't allow diversity of thought, that could be an issue. Or, You know, it depends too on like what sort of populist message the population revolves around.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if they get into like super right-wing populism and their reaction to the diversity is xenophobia and shit, then, you know, it's pretty much doomed to cause trouble in society. But, you know, if everyone's on the same page, which no one ever is, but if the majority, I guess, are on the same page, then it could work out. I don't know.
I tend to think that even if you look at it just like broadly, that diversity is overall a good thing for a society. Because I think that the inverse of that is always bad, right? I mean, like having a totally homogenous society, it might not be bad for the people living in certain eras of it, but overall, I think we've seen that that's just not a sustainable thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just brainwashed by all the diversity talk that I've grown up hearing, but
I really think the main problem with diversity doesn't even tend to be from the minority groups. It tends to be from how the
majority reacts.
Population reacts to them. And I think a lot of times it does lead to these like right-wing populist sort of xenophobic messages that kind of take society in a weird dark direction.
I mean, that's part of diversity, though, right? Diversity of opinion, diversity of political belief.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I would rather a society have those things and fail
than to outlaw those things, right?
Yeah, for the sake of stability. I'd rather it die its natural death because its people are stupid and working against their own self-interests. You know, I kind of. I don't totally believe the adage that people get the government they deserve or the country they deserve, but I do kind of believe it.
If the end of the world came, what thing brought about by such an event would you use to make yourself smile in the moments before you were vaporized? I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to make, you know, like, honestly, if the fucking meteor's coming down or whatever, I might be happy about all the stupid people that were about to be wrong about the afterlife. That might be a good one.
You might have some gallows humor, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it all amounted to this, you know, and then you're just destroyed.
Wow, there's a lot of people out there that are about to be, well, I guess not disappointed, but are about to be horribly, horribly wrong about what they've very closely believed their entire lives.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It always kind of sucks for me that they don't get to realize that.
Yeah.
Especially when people get real haughty about, like, I'm going to heaven. You know, it's like, no, you're not.
And that person will never have a moment where they have to face up to that, them being wrong about that. Because they're just going to die.
Ain't that a bitch, you know?
That's a total bitch.
I just wish that just before they died, like, you know, like the Grim Reaper would appear before them. It's like, all right, now it's time to go into nothingness. What?
What? But
I thought I was going to heaven. No.
There is no heaven.
There's no heaven. Your soul just disappears.
Welcome
Goodbye.
to oblivion.
No! What's your favorite porn site? Do people go to sites for porn still? I mean, I don't know. I guess I just kind of have a bunch of porn in my like Twitter feed and my Tumblr feed and other places like that.
Go on. Shoot. Go. Go. Get back. I want you to sit there just whimpering for no reason. Come in here if you want to be in here.
Yeah, come in or stay out there.
But like just standing at the door going like what's going on, dude? Do you have to poop or something?
Salvador was doing that to me earlier, dude. He was just fucking I was sitting in the chair watching Spawn, the HBO show.
Oh yeah.
From back in the 90s. And Salvador just kept fucking coming up here. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You already been outside 50 times. You don't want to play or nothing, so what do you want? Kept jumping on the fucking chair and shit. It's like, fuck, these animals. Quit fucking asking if every stream is 24 hours. I think we'd let you know.
This one gonna go to it. Like, maybe it will. Who knows? But we're not setting out to do one.
One, not Spawn with her. No, just the regular old HBO Spawn.
Yeah, the animated
in like
Spawn.
97 and shit. Which I think it only went 2 seasons.
It's got I think it's the best treatment that Spawn has gotten.
I mean, really, the Spawn only ever did the movie
and the animated series.
The animated series, and I guess some video games and the comic book. So, I read the comic a little bit here and there.
I never did.
But you know, I was never really big into it. But I did get into that show when it was on HBO. It's just unfortunate they never even came close to wrapping it up. It barely started it and it got canceled.
Yep, it was cool though.
I think they're actually making another Spawn movie though. Hopefully it'll actually be good this time.
It won't be. Sorry to burst your bubble. It won't be.
It'll be good.
Nope. It's gonna be dog shit, just like the other one is.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, they're gonna do a new one in 2019. It's gonna be R-rated, so
that's a good sign.
I mean, that's actually a positive thing. I think that Todd McFarlane is actually writing the first draft of the screenplay, so you know,
maybe it'll be okay then.
He's never been a tremendous writer, really, but I mean, it is his character, so maybe he is at least going to get the fundamentals right, and not be like, you know, in this version, Spawn is I don't know.
Yeah.
The John Leguizamo clown thing was
I don't know how to feel about it.
I mean, like, honestly, like, it's entertaining, but not in the way it should be.
Yeah, it's not like, how you imagine the clown.
You should be kind of laughing with the clown, but also kind of shitting your pants scared of him. And instead, you're kind of just laughing at this, like, over-the-top fucking performance that you're just like,
yeah, it's just like slapstick humor and shit. He farts all the time and stuff.
Yeah, he farts and, like, green gas comes out. Like, I'm the violator. He's like, oh, okay.
Just doesn't ever quite get there.
Yeah, you know, a valiant effort, but I've got to go with on that one. So yeah, they're going R-rated with it, and they got a promotional image. Actually, looks kind of cool. Let me pull it back up. I mean, I don't know if this is the actual look they're going with. I mean, this is not obviously like a still from the movie. I think this is some concept art. But let me just put it up here. Source. Come on, motherfucker. Screen capture.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, it looks like fucking a pretty good representation of Spawn.
Yeah.
Like I said, obviously this is not like a still from the fucking movie. It hasn't even started shooting yet, but
well, if they can capture that kind of feel though, it'd be pretty cool.
So I don't know. I have some hopes for it.
I just hope he doesn't look so rubber suity.
Yeah, that was a big problem with that last one they fucking did.
Just looked like what it was, just a big old rubber suit.
I mean, you know, you got to give him some. I mean, like, you know, back at the time, like that was when Batman couldn't even turn his fucking head and shit. You know. Yeah. But yeah, they did like to slap everyone in those big, thick ass rubber suits at the time. You know.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't. No one ever had the physique to actually wear the fucking, you know, spandex and shit. So they just kind of put you in a big rubber muscle suit and be like, yeah, now you look badass.
I mean, like...
It's like, no, now you look like you have limited mobility. That's what that looks like.
Spawn's armor is supposed to be kind of chunky. It's not really, you know, like... But it needs to look organic, like it's bone and stuff, you know? Like it's made of...
Oh, yeah.
Like it's some kind of exoskeleton. It can't just look like a big old floppy rubber suit that bounces when he walks and stuff. That can't, you know, they got to fix that shit.
You know, I kind of realized that Spawn and Deadpool are kind of similar too. They look at that, like, he was a hitman in life and now he's all burnt up and powerful and shit.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Except for Spawn wasn't much for, like, the wise cracks and shit, you know.
I mean, he'd make one every once in a while.
Yeah, but not like Deadpool where he's like, you know, just a constant fucking...
Humor is his driving force.
Yeah, like, I'm funny. Here's a joke. It's like, okay. Most of these jokes are not that good, honestly, but okay.
Keaton's lack of neck movement always takes me out of the movie. Yeah, it is weird. Like, when he's just like...
Especially in the fights when he's got to, like...
Yeah.
You know,
or when somebody gets his attention and he's got to turn his whole body to look.
Yeah, it just doesn't look very natural. It's like, is that really the optimal bat suit design? Take this money and watch Annihilation, you fucking piece of, you piece of fucking shit.
I don't want to see Annihilation, man.
Yeah, it doesn't really look that good.
It doesn't look interesting.
It looks like another Contact, sort of, but maybe mixed with a little bit of like The Cell or Sphere, you know? I don't know. I feel like I've seen it.
Yep.
In other movies. I don't know. Maybe I'll fucking get bored and check it out one night. I don't know. Fucking. Thanks for the money.
Yeah. The 666.
Annihilation was a feminist fest. You know, that almost makes me want to see it. Just because you're like, I get tired of that shit. Like, you see that? Fuck that movie. That's total SJW shit. It's like, you know, I don't discount a movie because it might fucking, there's a message in there that isn't what I believe.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't have to agree with the politics of a film to enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, there's plenty of movies out. Like, I can sit and watch like It's a Wonderful Life or something, you know, and be like, that was a nice little movie. I don't agree with that fucking movie's message of hope.
Can you think of a movie with an SJW undertone that you enjoyed?
You know, they haven't really been doing like the SJW shit hasn't really permeated film as much as some other mediums, but I can say I really enjoy BoJack Horseman on Netflix, and I think there's a lot of SJW messaging going on in that.
There was quite a bit of like girl power feminism type of stuff in Wonder Woman.
That was a fine movie.
And that one was great. There was some SJW stuff, some obvious diversity casting where we've got an American Indian running around, and
yeah, there was some stuff like that, and like you know, if we're just talking about like diversity in casting, like, you know, the Spider-Man movie, they had a pretty diverse racial cast of side characters. Still cast a white dude as Spider-Man though. Nice, Marvel. You know,
what if a movie's overtly racist or misogynistic? Usually movies aren't, like, if those things exist within them, they aren't portrayed as good things.
Or look, I do. I watch some old. I like old movies sometimes, and there's a lot of times when there's stuff in there that by today's standards is pretty fucking racist.
Yeah, chicks getting slapped around and stuff.
Yeah, or sexist too. Yeah, you know, it's like, you know. Like the scenes, like me and Paul were talking earlier about how you used to see like pretty much things that by today's standards would be rape. You used to see that in a movie, and it was just presented as like acceptable. Or like, you know, there's an old Tarzan movie I was watching once. I think it was a Tarzan movie. Pretty sure it was. 90% sure on that. But one of the real old ones from like the 20s or 30s. Must have been the 30s, because I think sound came into film in like 1929.
Yeah, in the late 20s.
So it was probably like 1931, 32, somewhere around there. Early talkie, where they're on this. You know, there's the professor and, you know, some people are on the little mountain journey, and they got the African guides with them, and one of the guides falls off a fucking ravine to his fucking death. Just
yeah.
And they all look over the edge like, oh, what was in that backpack he had on? Supplies. You know, it's like, oh shit.
Wow.
Like, so they were like clear, like, fuck, who cares about that fucking, you know, spear chucker? What was in that bag he was holding? What bag did we just lose? Like, oh shit. You know, that was the big concern. I was like, wow, that's really fucked up. But, you know, I mean,
yeah. Different.
I wasn't like, oh my, happy birthday, Paul.
Oh, thank you for the booty. Yay, thank you. I guess it's officially my birthday.
Yeah, it's officially Paul's birthday now.
And booties.
Yes.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Paul.
Yeah.
Birthday to Paul.
Happy birthday to Paul. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Well, that's enough of that. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I'll see you next year.
Happy birthday. All right. 1 year closer to death.
Yeah.
Ooh.
One more trip around the sun, dude.
I
That's
hate
really
fake
all it is.
butts like that. All right, well then.
That's
go
not
away.
a fake butt.
Yeah, I mean, like
that butt has a little bit of cellulite on it, dude.
Yeah, let's
Put
see
that
it
butt up again.
Yeah, let's see it again, folks.
Yeah, somebody put that butt up again.
Judge.
I think that's just a nice big old bubble butt.
For Paul, you can now buy a Coke.
Cool.
Yeah.
A Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. If only my bank account weren't empty, I'd finance a birthday tobacco cigarette. Cool.
Oh, that would be nice. Can you bring me a birthday candle, honey?
TJ and Paul, there's a guy in here that says he's balding already, but he can't grow a beard. What should he do? I mean, what can you really do?
Shave the head and keep growing the beard. That looks cool.
Well, he says he can't grow a beard. He says he can't grow a
Oh,
beard
and he's already
yet.
going.
Yeah, he's like got that problem where he's going bald, and he knows like the only way I can salvage this is like with a beard, but he can't grow one.
What about like a goatee?
Yeah, can you do a goatee, my friend?
Or mutton chops?
Can you pull off the mutton chops?
Those are cool.
Hey, it's Shirt Guy. I haven't seen him around in a while.
Hey, Shirt Guy.
Happy birthday, Paul. Have some money.
Well, thank you, Shirt Guy. Appreciate that, my friend. Long time no see.
Shirt Guy.
What's your thoughts on the TV show The Wire? I haven't seen it, so I don't really have any.
I tried to. It was like another one of those things like DMT and the fucking death grips where people are trying their damnedest to get you to fucking give a shit. And I just like, all right, fine. I finally relented and watched a couple episodes. And I'm like, you guys oversold this shit. This is not the fucking crazy masterpiece of greatness that you've made it out to be.
I don't know. I just feel like I've seen enough cop dramas.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Is like it really elevates the genre. It's like, all right, well, it needs to elevate it a little further to impress me. Sorry.
Would you rather live in a primitive free society or an authoritarian far future society? Authoritarian far future society, no question.
I mean, it kind of depends on what flavor of authoritarianism we talk.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I would never want to live in a world where like I'm fucking foraging for berries and I might get dysentery any second and croak and like fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
The modern conveniences are worth authoritarianism, dude.
But you can kill people and stuff though, so that's always a plus.
It's not a driving force for me.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the primitive free society cuz it'd be kind of cool to like bash a dude's head in with a rock at least once, know what that's like.
Yeah, and get away with it.
Yeah, and
well, you might not get away with it,
well,
though.
Not only just get away with it, but like your comrades being like, yeah, you fucking smash that piece of shit's head. Yeah, fuck him.
But what about his comrades, though? There ain't no police to stop him from sneaking up on your camp at night and going, you smashed my brother's head with a rock.
That's why, like you said, life in those times is shit. So at least it's brief, and you get to die a quick, violent death, probably. I mean, you might get like speared through the gut and die slow, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, dude. People died slow deaths back then. Dude, you could be walking and break your ankle.
Yeah.
And you're dead.
Oh, it's infected. You're dead.
And not even just infected. You can't fucking.
Now. No
yeah.
You're useless to the tribe. You're fucked.
Yep. We're just going to leave you here. Best of luck to you. Fuck that shit.
Can't keep up anymore.
Put me in the authoritarian cubicle with the weird, whatever entertainment that they pump into my brain to keep me docile. I'm fine with that. Give me video games and VR and porn and shit to distract me from the horribleness of the world.
Nobody fat was well, obviously I wouldn't be fat if I lived in those times.
Unless you were like the leader of a tribe and you had everybody bring you
like
shit.
I guess if I like just my size alone, people might be like, whoa.
Yeah.
They just use me as like an intimidation factor or something. People back then were like 5 feet tall. Some fucking, 6'6" motherfuckers born. Maybe I get to be the Goliath.
Yep. The actual Tsar Bomba wasn't even that big. It was just a larger design. Okay. Well, whatever.
All right.
True that. Smash heads with rocks. Well, there you go. You got some people. See, but there's going to be others like you out there. We go back to that primitive society, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody might smash your head with a rock before you get a chance.
Well, hopefully I get to kill at least a couple people before I'm killed, But, live by the fucking rock, die by the rock, It's the warrior's curse. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't think either. I don't want either of those options. I'm okay with this kind of middle ground where, it's not completely authoritarian yet, or it's not completely primitive, but it's still kind of primitive and authoritarian. So, authoritarian society. I just hope it's an authoritarian society that brainwashes me into thinking I'm free. Kind of like this one.
That'd be cool.
You know?
I kind of
does a
assume
better
it would
job of it. You know? Not to, you know, just like make the illusion more convincing so that I don't stop believing it around the age of like 6. You know?
Yeah.
Like let me die. Let me go to my grave thinking I lived life as a free man.
Yep.
But you know, in
really,
actuality, I was always a pawn of the fucking system. You know.
Yep.
As opposed to this one where I realized that. How do I come out to my parents that I'm an atheist? I mean, like if they're gonna kick you out of the house or some shit, I wouldn't even fuck with it.
Yeah.
Just wait.
There's really no like. People are always wanting me to give them that advice, like, yeah, fuck them, tell them what you think. It's like, no.
I mean, like, if you think that they'll be, like, if you think there's, like, a chance for them to be reasonable or something, then, you know, maybe go for it. I mean, it's like, it's up to you what you're gonna fucking do, but...
You just got to keep in your mind that you're dependent upon them for your existence right now.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, another thing is, like, if you were gay or something, you know, then it's like, I gotta bring home my fucking, you know, boyfriend. I want to be accepted, you know. Then there's an impetus. But, like, with the atheism thing, it's kind of just like, you know, they've been like, you don't need to bring home your fucking Dawkins books or whatever. You can just hide those. I don't know.
I mean, there are people, depending on their circumstances, who, even if they're gay, I wouldn't advise coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Until after they're fucking on their own.
Get the fuck out of there. Escape.
Because they're you know, it's going to be to no benefit to you to live in a place where people are just constantly berating you for something you can't change about yourself.
We hate you, boy.
You know, you may as well just go with the flow for another couple of years until you're out and you're autonomous, and then put your finger up at the family. You're like, I was a faggot all the time, bitches, and I don't believe in God.
I'm a God-hating queer. Yeah, maybe just, like, tell your parents that you're converting to, like, Islam or something, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim now.
Y'all think a recession will cause this country to collapse? I don't know. Probably. I mean, not a recession, but just like
you had to go to the next level of like depression and
total collapse of the economic system is pretty likely at this point. Almost happened a few years ago, and things like a lot of the metrics that were over the top bad then, in terms of like leveraged debt and you know, the people on Wall Street betting on that debt, all that shit's worse now. There's actually more outstanding debt now, more leveraged debt now than there was in 2008 when the entire world economy almost fucking died.
Well, why wouldn't there be? Because we showed, I mean, like, the American government basically showed Wall Street, like, don't worry, we'll always save you. We're always there to be a safety net.
Yep, you can keep on doing this, and if you get too big to fail, you know, we'll just go to the taxpayers and bail you out again.
So Silver Flare says they'd like to see more skits, something along the lines of Eggs 2, Bricks 3. I mean, yeah, I think we could pull that off at some point.
Yeah, those are fun.
Just haven't had really a chance in a while. Just hasn't been the kind of content we've been focusing on.
Somebody asked me earlier when I was streaming if I'm fatter than I look in person. Like if I, you know, when people meet me in person, if I'm fatter. Like that was a whole like part of that skit, that part of Eggs 2, Bricks 3 was that little meme of like, wow, dude, I didn't realize how fucking fat you are, man.
Never realized. People would always tell me the opposite. They was like, you know, TJ, you're not as fat as I thought you'd be.
Yeah, I get.
I mean, you're still hideously fat, but
I get the inverse of
you're
that shit.
not quite as fat as I thought you was gonna be. Like, thank you.
Yeah, I get the you're way fatter, dude. Wow, dude, you're fatter than I thought. Sweet.
How brazen. I gave you that shit too, though, so I can't talk. You and Paul have both been through a divorce. Any coping advice for a guy who just got out of a 4-year relationship? I mean, you just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't like there's no magic. I mean, maybe go out and get some strange stank on your hang low. I mean, that's never really been something that I like went and sought out immediately, but for a lot of guys that helps.
Yeah, I didn't. I just fucking. I mean, like it sucked, but. You just go through it and keep going. And
I mean, I have had relationships end where one begins right after, so that happens as well. But there's no magic fucking button to get over that shit. You just gotta
just time.
You just gotta be a weepy fuck for a while. You gotta feel like everything's your whole life is doomed, and then you gotta crawl back out of it and find some new pussy or asshole.
Yeah, and always give us money. That's another thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'll always help.
I think you'll find the more money you give us, the happier and more content in your personal life you'll be.
I'm way dumber in real life than I am on stream. I put on airs when I'm in front of people. TJ can vouch for that shit, dude. As soon as this fucking goes off, I'm just like...
That's Paul for you. There's really not much of a difference, honestly, between Paul doing this and just Paul hanging out, except for, like when Paul's like done talking, he's just gone.
Yeah,
Paul will do is like, all right, I have socialized enough, goodbye.
Yeah.
Whereas on this, it's like, he'll fucking stick with it a little longer.
Yeah, I like socializing. I'm a social creature, but I need alone time desperately.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to go. I just leave, basically.
Tell a fart story for $5. There's already been a fart story on here.
Birthday.
Cool. There's already been a fart story on this show.
We told oh yeah, you farted in that,
that
sour old bitch's face.
Sour old bitch
man, I wish I could have been there to see that and film it, man. That's one of the...
I've told this story before, and it's not exactly a fart story, but I guess I could tell it again. This wasn't me personally that witnessed this, but basically this fucking guy, he was at a bowling alley. He's wearing shorts. He gets up and he fucking grabs the bowling ball. He fucking walks up, he lunges the ball back, and just as he does, he lets a fart rip. But it's not a fart. It's a fucking...
Oh, it's a shit?
It's a shit.
Oh.
And a full-sized fucking turd just comes shooting out of his ass, plops right out of his fucking shorts onto the floor to the horror/delight of everyone else there. The guy just fucking puts the ball back and just runs out. I would probably never return.
That's beautiful. Fuck that. I'd be back at that fucking bowling alley every week, man.
Last time I told that story, you were like, "I'd leave that town." So,
Yeah, I'm nothing if not inconsistent.
Yeah. Now, someone pointed out some other shit. Oh no, that was actually they were wrong about that. Never mind. Someone pointed out. So I said one thing at one point and then said a contrary thing, but I actually went back and looked at it. It wasn't even. They were wrong. Never mind.
I have a fart story that it's a cool one too. It's the only time a fart was ever cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the only time it was ever cool, but definitely the coolest fart.
The coolest fart
was I was on a field trip in like the 5th or 6th grade, and my dad was chaperoning, and we were going to some old Spanish mission in California. You know what I mean? And we stopped the bus at one point for a bathroom break at this place, and me, my dad, and a bunch of other kids my age, a bunch of other boys my age, are lined up pissing in the urinals, and it's dead quiet in there. And out of nowhere, my dad unleashes, like, you got to understand, dude, this was the loudest, and it was like one of those old tile bathrooms, so it just echoed. It was just like the loudest, most triumphant, unrepentant fart that you've ever heard somebody cut. It was like, blowing on a fucking trombone filled with oatmeal or something. Just you know what I mean? And everybody in the fucking place just immediately, you could hear a pin drop afterwards. Like, all of the kids pissing were just like, oh my God, did he just do that? And my dad doesn't even look at anybody, just keeps staring forward, keeps pissing, and goes, boys, when you're shooting a gun this big, you're bound to get a backfire every once in a while. And that was it, dude. He just fucking laid down the law. It was awesome. Trombote meal. Yeah.
Worship Satan, right? Legend, yes. One of the best moments on Ideology was when you guys talked about shit for 30 minutes.
Did we?
Yeah, we did at one point. We were talking about different kinds of shit, different consistencies of shit we've taken through our lives.
That's one of the things that I like about this is like there are certain things that you're like people just don't talk about in polite society, but everybody experiences. Shits are one of those things, you know what I mean? Every human being shits. Every human being has to deal with their own shit. And other people's shit eventually at some point. And animal shit. Shit is a part of our lives, but nobody wants to talk about shit.
Yeah. I remember one time me and Scotty were living in this fucking apartment and shit. And there was like a little foyer area down at the bottom of it. It was like a townhouse. A little townhouse fucking kind of apartment-y kind of thing. Real narrow, but 3 stories.
Yeah.
And I was walking down the stairs to the bottom floor because that's where my shooting area was. And there was like the entire foyer was just like an ocean of dog shit.
What?
Of diuretic fucking dog shit.
Yujiro had just unleashed.
Because, like, I guess the night before, Scotty had fed Yujiro, like, some beef with broccoli or some shit. So it was not good. And then he took him outside, and, like, shit literally sprayed out of his ass like a fucking sprinkler. It was like...
Yeah, Yuji almost got me with that shit one time at your house in Washington. You remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
I get really, like, I have a pretty weak stomach. It's something that, like, when it comes to actual shit, I can watch things usually. I guess violence and people getting hurt really bothers me, but I'm talking about gross shit. Like, if I know it's fake, like if somebody just unleashes a torrent of shit in somebody's face in a movie, and I know that it's not real, it doesn't even faze me. But, like, actual shit and vomit and piss, I can't deal with it, dude. Like, Yujiro one time, TJ and I were filming something, I think for one of our movie reviews, or we were down there editing or some shit. We're just sitting down there, and Yujiro walks between us and just unloads the most reeking vomit that you've ever fucking... Like, and it was just like it was just like... I just heard him go... And that's all the sound that he made, but I look down and there's like 6 inches of vomit, you know, on the floor. And I immediately like get dizzy and my stomach flips upside down and it's just like, oh God. So I'm like, I got to get out of here. I go upstairs to escape from the smell, that just immediate pungent vomit smell. And as I'm walking upstairs, I notice that the air isn't getting cleaner. It's just a different stench that's starting. And I get to the top of the stairs, right where the fucking kitchen is, and there's another ocean of just... mucusy diarrhea. And I was just like, I was so close to puking. I almost puked in the diarrhea. I ran directly outside and didn't come inside for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was great.
It was over, dude.
I mean, that wasn't great, really, but in retrospect, that was great.
You've never puked from puke or shit? I have. Like like let's say the dogs take a shit in the house, right? And I've got to go get a piece of fucking paper towel and pick that shit up. I'll gag doing that. Like when I lean down to just have to touch, if I get a whiff of it too, and I can feel like the warmth of the shit and the sponginess of it, I'll be picking it up and just be going. It's horrible. I can't deal, dude.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I get the gag, dude. I fully gag. Pathetic, I know, dude. I feel like less of a man, but what can I do? I can't help it. You know, there are really unmanly things about me that aren't just apparent on, you know, the appearances on the surface. Like I have a tiny little bladder too.
Oh, that's so true.
I'm the one that has to piss every fucking 5 miles on a road trip usually. So.
Oh, dude, Paul. I mean, like, anytime I'm in a situation where Paul's bladder becomes a fucking factor, it's always my fucking enemy. Like, it always is, because it's like Paul will literally need to piss, like, for every time I piss, Paul pisses, like, 8 times.
That's probably true.
I mean, like, I'm not even, I mean, maybe that's an exaggeration. Maybe it's, like, it's at least 4.
I would say at least 4, yeah. 4
I'd
or
put
5.
it higher, but...
I pee a lot. I pee constantly. See, it's not always. I have these like sometimes I can go like 12 hours and not take a piss, you know what I mean, and drive and just be fine. And sometimes I have to it fucks me when I go see movies because
that's the worst.
I'll get the big bucket of soda and I'll drink that whole fucking thing in the first 45 minutes of the movie, and then I've got to piss twice during the movie.
Does it seem like that happens more during movies that you don't want to fucking leave the theater for? If I'm watching a piece of shit movie, I feel like I almost never have to take a piss. It's only when I'm actually engrossed by something that it's like, oh, god damn it, nope. Like, I've held my piss for like an hour in a fucking movie.
Dude, if I'm genuinely engrossed in a movie, I won't even notice the bladder problem. Like, a good example of that was fucking the one, Blade Runner. The Blade Runner we went and saw recently.
That was great.
Didn't piss once. Long ass movie. Drank a big gallon of soda like I always do at the movies and shit. And when I left there, immediately, as soon as I walked out of the theater, I was like, holy shit, and immediately went to the bathroom and pissed like a racehorse. But I think it's boredom plays a role in my bladder acting up. Because it's almost a mental thing. When I go take a piss for the first time in a movie, I have this fear. I'm just like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to feel like I have to take a piss again. And it happens every fucking time. And then it just gets worse from there. It's happening right now. Just talking about it, I have to take a piss now. And I didn't earlier. It's not real bad, but as I sit here, I'm going to obsess about it, and then I'll have to pee.
Mr. Naughty Priest says, I was holding a calf in a metal door thing once while the vet gave it a shot, and it just unloaded a bunch of diarrhea all over the crotch area of my pants.
Oh that's horrible, dude.
Is that where Mr. Naughty Priest's money comes from? He's a cattleman. He's in cattle?
Yeah, he's a cattleman, dude.
I don't know if he's the real one or not. Who can really say?
Yeah, you can't really tell. I like to think that it is, though. But yeah, I guess being around people who aren't afraid to call you on your weird idiosyncrasies has made me learn exactly how strange I am. I really honestly feel like I didn't know until I started hanging around with you guys, started dating Ashley, because she's like that as well. Like, you know, you got, like, I guess my friends, like, accepted these things about me and didn't want to bring them up for fear of hurting my feelings. You guys have never hurt my feelings with it. It's just interesting to hear how people see.
I don't think any of us have been like, you know, fuck Paul and his goddamn idiosyncrasies and shit.
No. I mean, sometimes, yeah, like you said, like sometimes shit happens with me, like my fucking tiny bladder will happen when you need me for something, and I gotta go.
Well, I you know, yeah. I don't know.
But it doesn't hurt my feeling. I can't help those things, you know what I mean? So it doesn't hurt my feelings that people point them out. It's actually interesting to hear the weird little things that I do, because I go about my day thinking I'm a pretty normal fucking average Joe.
I mean, all of us are, you know, I mean, human beings are not that fucking unique from one another ultimately.
Sure.
But, you know, it is kind of interesting to look at, like, the idiosyncrasies you have as a fucking person and, like, oh, yeah, I guess that is true.
I mean, some of them are things I would like to change, but I'm not exactly sure how to.
TJ, acknowledge your shortcoming and bow to BPS as your daddy. You're a nice enough guy, but why are you here?
What?
I don't know.
Thanks for the 1,000 yen, though. Whatever that equals in non-moon rune dollars. It's about $10.
Neat.
There we go. I've got a weeaboo here that confirms it.
Weeaboo confirms.
Like, one of the things I'd like to change about myself is how angry I am right after I wake up, because that actually causes problems with my, like, Ashley. Because I'll bark at her, I get all fucking shitty with her, and I don't mean to be that. Like, that's not me usually when I'm walking around. But I'm telling you.
Well, you know, Chelsea has that same shit. Like, I don't know. Chelsea's mean. Sleep, you know, like, Chelsea right after she wakes up, or, like, when she's sleeping even, is a fucking bitch. And she's usually pretty sweet.
Let me tell you how absurd I am. Ashley, I was still asleep, and Ashley was coming home and bringing me food. And she had her armload of food, and she was handling the dogs, and she just got home from work. And instead of coming upstairs to get me, she stood at the bottom of the stairs and went, "Paul!" And I heard it once, and I ignored it. And then she did it again, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, I got food down here. So I'm like, whatever. So I put on some clothes real quick and I fucking stomp downstairs. And immediately I'm pissed at her. And I'm like, can you not do that again? And she's like, what? I'm like, can you not call my fucking name across the house? Can you just come get me? I'm not like, it just triggers me. And she's like, I didn't. I was like, shut up. It just triggers me.
That's exactly how it went.
And I was like, you know, and then I took my burger and my fries and I retreated back to my cave upstairs. And about halfway through eating the burger, I was like, man, that was fucking real shitty. You know what I mean? But I was not in control. Like that Paul, the waking Paul was not awake yet.
You know, I've learned too, like, if I know for a fact Paul just woke up, like, I don't say good morning or like, hey, Paul, how you doing or nothing. I'm just like, oh, it's morning, Paul.
And I hate that. I don't like that dude.
I'm just like,
but I can't help that I am him.
Give it a wide berth. It hasn't had its medicine yet. It's crazed.
And I can't even tell you what it was that pissed me off about that. You would think a fat guy would be happy that his girlfriend was like, come on and get it. Yoo-hoo! But because I had just woken up, I interpreted it as like, am I a dog? You know, or
what am I, a fucking
animal?
animal?
I don't know what it was.
It really, really confused me.
I know. I'm sorry, honey. By the way, I don't even think I've apologized for that yet. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm such a fucking incorrigible asshole. After I wake up, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, I just avoid Paul.
So usually, like, how I fix it is I try and stay away from people to the best of my ability until I know I'm okay.
And I just try to stay away from Paul when he's sleepy or when he's up.
Sucks,
Because it's not like it's, you know, like Paul when he's getting sleepy isn't really a prick.
No.
You know? But Paul when he just wakes up, you know, then he's like, and he warned me too. He's like, you know, I'm a real cranky person in the mornings, and when I just wake up, just so you know. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, my mom.
And you can even tell from his look. Like Paul's normal look is kind of like angry-ish, anyway. But like, if Paul just woke up, you just be like, you just see him walking home.
Despair.
I don't see the despair. I guess my manliness or whatever. I'm just like, oh shit, angry dude coming through. I'm not like, but in his eyes, a touch of ennui. It's like, you know, it's like, no. I'm just like, keep out of that guy's way. He's pissed.
Yeah, it sucks.
Only usually lasts about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, and once it's gone, it's gone.
Oh, dude, and I love when I'm like, when I need Paul for something, and I'm not sure if he's awake or whatever, and I'll call him. And if I know if he's been sleeping, because there'll be like a little throat clear before he says anything. Like, yeah, dude, what's up? And you can just tell, like, underneath the, yeah, dude, what's up? It's like, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And I'm
The
like, well,
beast.
at least he's being polite, you know?
Yeah. Well, you're at a distance with the phone, so
Yeah, you know.
there's something about proximity. I'm looking for someone to be mad at.
Wait,
What?
I see me.
Oh, well, who cares?
The magic of this has been ruined.
I mean, I know that, like,
Well, of
Oh,
course.
well, yeah, dude.
Dude, I can hear it. I can just fucking see it in my head. Like, you can hear it in his fucking voice when he answers, like, yeah, dude, what's up?
Yeah, just barely restrained
It's like-
rage. I love it. I love it and hate it. Whatever.
You know, it's part of the things that makes Paul Paul, though. Does Paul have a distinct walk? Yeah.
I do.
It's like kind of almost. You remember the penguin from fucking Batman Returns?
That's awesome.
It's not quite there, but there's a
But it's close.
little twinge of that in there.
Yeah, I'm duck-footed.
There's a little bit of a waddle, yeah. Like Paul kind of.
I'm duck-footed, so my feet face outwards way more than they should. So I guess I would have kind of a.
Your Streamlabs didn't show up. Okay, let me see about that.
Oh, here, babe.
I thought I had it open, but whatever.
I think it's.
Sometimes they don't show. Sorry about that. I'll still read it though. Here it is. Oh, I guess someone else sent a thing in. That actually went through, I think. Hey fellas, oh, it didn't go through because it didn't meet the dollar amount. I don't think it shows anything that's under like $3 or something. You did a $2. Hey fellas, did you guys know you never actually make any points and none of your arguments matter because you smoke weed and are fat? I had no idea, but this guy on YouTube said it, so I know it's true. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of things that make your opinion irrelevant. Like if you're a cuck,
If you disagree,
yeah,
in any way with their worldview,
yeah, that's a big no.
immediately you're not worth listening to.
If you're fat, if you're a neckbeard, if you're ugly in any way, if you have any sort of like physical defect that's obvious,
yeah,
there's lots of things.
whether it's your fault or not.
Oh yeah, lots of things disqualify you from from being taken seriously.
If you don't wear a collar,
Oh yeah, you gotta have a nice.
you know what I mean. If you're not a button-up, clean-cut little faggot.
Certain accents, not so great for that either. You know.
Yeah, but I think you can transcend it. You know, I've seen a lot of different accents get raised to the top of the
Sure,
podium.
but there's definitely ones that are more of like a ball and chain. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely like a country accent. Like if you
especially
have a
if you're like, I'm
drawl.
I'm trying to fucking make people think, but I talk like this. You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Like even if you're making good points, it's kind of like, oh, it's. Like, you just become a novelty almost to people. Like, look,
Yeah.
it's a guy who talks country, but he's actually halfway intelligent, you know?
But conversely, if you're a British hillbilly,
yeah.
you get extra points right off the bat. Because you might be saying the stupidest nonsensical drivel, but if you're saying it like this, people are listening. Listen, the sky is blue because it's made of water, okay? This is obvious to anyone who has a pair of eyes.
Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon.
Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon is here to tell you that the blue sky is something that you and I can swim in together eternally in peace. You know what I mean? That sounds a lot better coming out of that guy's mouth than like, you know what I think's up there? Water. You know, they're better off.
You know, one time I was watching Jeopardy, and there was this country-ass bitch on there. And he's like, oh, you know, a southern accent. You know, he said something where it was like, he was almost surprised, like, you know, a southern accent on Jeopardy. What the hell's going on? And she's like, you know, people from the South are just as smart as from anywhere else. You know, she made like a personal statement about it. And I'm like, wow. And then she got destroyed. The fucking game, like,
Oops.
well, maybe you spoke too soon, you dumb fucking redneck bitch.
That's awesome, dude. That's the greatest shit.
Because it's supposed to be this big stereotype defying moment, and then not so much. It's like my uncle orders some Chinese food. He's there with his very like politically correct friend, right? And his very politically correct friend is, you know, always upset with things my uncle says because he doesn't give a fuck. And the food's taking forever. And his politically correct friend's like, oh, man, where's this food going to be? Oh, it's like, he's like, well, it's just because they're driving slow because they're Asian. You know, we'll see it when it's coming. It's going to be the car going down the street at 2 miles per hour and stopping at every house.
Yeah.
You know? And this friend's like, that is awful, guy. That is a stereotype. And no sooner they say that, there's this fucking big fucking ridiculous van they just see going down the road super slow and like stopping at every single house to like look at the address. And he's like, that's them. That's probably not even them. And then of course it was.
What the fuck?
You know, and it's like, see, I told you, all the stereotypes are true, sweetie. He's gay,
great.
but he's like a politically incorrect gay guy. Hates, like he stopped going to his church because they were too accepting of gays. He's like, why do I gotta hear about these fucking faggots every fucking week? It's supposed to be church. We're supposed to be talking about Jesus and shit, not all this fucking, oh, the poor faggots.
Dude, I mean,
I like a dick too, but they're going too far with this shit.
Oh my god, dude.
This is
I
great.
gotta meet your uncle, dude.
I'm exaggerating him slightly.
I'm sure,
he's
but
way more
still,
chill than that. But he can get like that.
He sounds amazing.
He is.
Just let me ask you this: what's your favorite time that you have personally witnessed a stupid person get his comeuppance? Can you think of a story where you've been in the room, or you know what I mean? You've personally laid eyes on a dumbass motherfucker get what's coming to him.
get what's coming to them. Man, nothing immediately pops into my mind is like, man, that son of a bitch really got. I've seen him do like incredibly stupid shit.
Yeah.
The stupidest person I ever saw plugged a power strip into itself and was like, "Why ain't it working?" And I was like, "Oh no, that's beyond ridiculous. Like a fucking 3-year-old, for fuck's sake, would know the problem here." But no, I mean, it seems like I never see them get their comeuppance. Do you have a tale of one getting their comeuppance?
Yes. I have my favorite tale of a dumb person getting immediate justice it happened at a party at my mom's house when I was a teenager. I was probably 16 or 17.
Yeah.
And my aunt was married to a guy named Dave who was really heavily American Indian, like half or more. And also a total fucking obnoxious asshole that nobody liked, that would get drunk and insult people, and just like nobody liked having him around because he was always a handful. And nobody wanted to talk to him. He was just an obnoxious person.
Obnoxious prick.
But because he's married to my aunt, he gets to come to these parties that are very, my mom's parties are pretty exclusive things. Not everybody gets to come. But he got carte blanche because he was with my aunt.
Yeah.
And he shows up, and it's me and a couple of my friends are there. My friend Waylon is there.
All right.
And we're all playing pool. My stepdad had a pool table at that point, so we're all playing pool and shit. And Dave comes over, and he's being a total fucking prick. Just making comments about, like, your appearance. And then he'd always follow it up. He was one of those drunks. He'd be like, "Oh, shit, man, you got a big fat ass, PJ." And he'd be, I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding with you. You know what I mean? You just, you get fed up with it eventually. And Waylon was actually the dude this night that got fed up with it. And one of the things that Dave was proud of was he was an ex-military dude. And he was one of those drunks where when he gets drunk, he just wants to talk about all his fucking, I was here and I did this and I'm a military. You don't want to fuck with a military man. You know what I mean? Blah, blah. And Waylon seized on that immediately because he's a great troll. And was like, "You know what I think? I think the military's a bunch of faggots." And then just kept shooting pool. And Dave was like, "What the fuck did you say?" And Waylon was like, "I don't know, dude. A bunch of guys living together, push-ups and shit. Sounds pretty faggoty to me, Dave." And kept shooting pool. And Dave had a moment where he was like, he didn't know what to do with it because he knew, like, at one point, like anywhere else, he probably would just beat or try and beat the shit out of Waylon. But he knew where he was. In my mom's house, which you've been around my mom's house, and you've seen my big giant gorillas of cousins and shit. All those dudes are hanging around. He knows that if he does anything violent in that place, that he's going to get shit stomped and dumped straight out the front door. So he walks away to lick his wounds. In his drunken stupor, he thinks he's going to get sympathy from some other people. And in doing so, he's talking all this bravado shit about Waylon. He's like, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have myself another drink, and I'm going to go stomp a mud hole in that little fucking faggot out there. Yeah, yeah." You know what I mean? And the wrong people overheard that. And he got a sit down. My cousin sat him down and said, "Dave, you're not going to touch anybody in this house. Do you understand?" And Dave wasn't sober enough to just say, "Oh." He said, "You gonna tell me that little motherfucker could say shit to everything he want?" And as soon, before his rant even started, the 3 biggest gorilla dudes you've ever seen just picked him up by the scruff of his neck like he was a kitten and threw him in the street in front of my mother's house. And he didn't even try to come back in. That was the greatest moment of a stupid person immediately getting dealt with like they should be. Because he wasn't hurt. He just got dumped in the street.
All right, you're not wanted here. Go.
Yep. And he knew the implication. Like, he didn't even try and knock on the door and get his wallet or whatever the fuck. He was just like, "Okay, I'm not welcome there." I love that shit, dude.
Off topic. Thanks for talking on Jordan B. Peterson. Okay. What happened to Nick Bravo?
Oh, Corky. Do you remember? You might not remember him. He was a weird, like, kind of side character on YouTube for a while. Corky Bravo. He was a bald dude that had a really weird voice. He always was involved in controversy. The manatee ran with him for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
And he ended up he ended up, I don't know, dude. He was living out of a van at one point and vlogging on a cheap ass cell phone, and just like he would get kicked out of the park and shit for like loitering while he was on stream. He was a weird character, man. I think he got busted for tax evasion or some shit.
But is it as good as Peppa Pig being tricked into eating bacon?
I mean, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Paul calls his own family gorillas racist.
You don't understand. There's nothing racial about it. I'm just describing their presence. They are all three of my cousins, the ones I'm talking about, work in the prison system as prison guards, and one of them is a mountain of a man. Like he's TJ's height, but like, huh?
Was he the really tall?
No. Well, that's Justin. James worked at fucking San Quentin, and James was the shield guy at San Quentin. So when they had to bust into a cell because some fucking crazy guy was in there non-compliant, he was the first dude to go in with the shield and just knock the dude against the wall. He's huge. He's a mountain of a dude. Like like I said, I don't think he's quite as tall as TJ is.
Bigger.
But he's just a goddamn mountain. I don't know. Not a dude you want to fuck with.
Dusty is copying me as usual. I do think he is, but I think he actually did a pretty good job. So I really can't fault him for it. Maybe I'm going to get people back on track and start criticizing retards again, because that's what's supposed to be happening here.
Yeah. And I don't know. I haven't watched anything from Dusty.
He did a Jordan Peterson video that was honestly pretty good. And I think part of the reason why it was good is because he didn't rely too much on himself. He just found the best of Jordan Peterson being a retard. And was like, Jordan Peterson, you're a fucking moron. That's dumb. And it's just like, well, you can't really argue with it. That was dumb. Good point, Dusty.
I like that, dude.
I mean, he did it. It was it was pretty good.
Well, good on you, Dusty. That sounds watchable.
Yeah, it was.
That sounds way better than sniffing your own farts, pretending you're way more relevant than you are.
Yeah.
Just get back to the elemental
like that, you
shit,
actually
Dusty.
might be relevant again. There you go. Instead of just insisting on it. Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon as guest on DFF win.
Never. I will never go on that show. They're a bunch of beta cucks, and it would be a waste of my time.
Waste of your talent.
A waste of, well, that goes without saying.
I'm sorry, I just say it then.
Well, then you shouldn't have, is what I'm saying.
Yes, I apologize.
This is why I won't be on your show. You see, already we've come to an impasse. Already we've come to an impasse.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, that's a bad impasse if we agree. Why is Nebuchadnezzar British? If you can't figure out why Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon is British, then
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
dude.
I don't know. If it's if this is going above your head, I mean, shit.
I'm not British, by the way. I'm from Babylon.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Apache Indian boom shakalak.
What a fucking comment.
That's a good one. That's solid. I don't know what the fuck is that. What?
Nebuchadnezzar, you twit. Darth Cuddlepuff.
Nose.
Because I think he's a race realist now. Who? I hope you're not talking about me, because if you ask me, am I a race realist? My answer is a very firm, not really.
Best Austin Powers movie? Not the third one.
Yeah, the third one sucks. I don't know, though. Is that the one with the
gold member?
Gold. I don't know. That one's got its.
You know what I will
charms,
give?
man.
You know what I will give that one? It had a badass fucking opening, dude.
Yeah, it had a great opening, and the villain was pretty funny. Come on, man. The dude that eats his own skin and shit.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. He was all right.
Look, I mean,
there was more fat bastard in it, too.
I'm not even saying it was necessarily bad. I'm just saying the first two were just way better.
I mean, I think the first one is probably the best of them, honestly.
I feel like the second one struck the right balance because I feel like the first one was funny as fuck, but it didn't quite go far enough with the humor because I think maybe it was like, should we take it this far? And they're like, I'm not sure. And then
I don't know,
like,
dude.
Let's push it a little farther, and then it was funnier.
That fucking.
And then they pushed it a little farther beyond that, and it got stupid.
Does the Mr. Evil rap happen in 2 or 3?
I think 3.
Where he does the Jay-Z shit.
I'm thinking 3, but I don't.
All right, well, whichever one is that one is in, that's a stain on that one.
Yeah, well, there was a one where he was like Dr. Evil was like doing like trucker shit and like had a CB and it was really bad.
Yeah,
that was not good.
Thoughts on climate change? I'm not sure really. I haven't looked into that. You know, I haven't really heard anything about that. So I'll have to get back to you on that if that's okay.
You haven't heard anything about it?
What did he say? What was it again?
Climate change.
Climate change. Climate what?
Change.
Oh, like what? Okay, so what's the implication? You'll have to give me the basics. Maybe I have heard of it and I just haven't heard that term.
It's because we're releasing too much CO2 in the atmosphere.
Oh no, you can stop right there. CO2?
Right.
What? I don't know. I haven't looked into these things. So
Sorry, Nebuchadnezzar. Maybe just look into that.
I'll check it out.
Moolahs, thanks, Nate Nunn. I just bought a Marilyn Manson shirt today. All right. Should have bought a DFF shirt. We're in direct shirt competition. I think he's winning.
Uh-oh.
Why are you not sure about climate change, Sean J? Well, because he hasn't looked into it, didn't he? He told you. The Earth is a flat sphere, and you know it. It's a flat, hollow sphere.
Time is a flat circle, dude.
How come no one is proposing any other crazy shapes of the Earth? I always wanted to go out there with, like, the cone Earth theory.
Earth is a donut.
Donut Earth. Star-shaped Earth.
Yeah, the sky we're all looking at is just the hole in the donut. Don't you see?
Wow, that's crazy. That's just the stuff in between the holes.
Yes.
Of the donut.
Yes.
Makes sense. Is the guy in the bottom right homeless? No. Not yet.
Yeah, not currently.
Maybe.
Ask me in a couple years. I don't know.
We'll see. He might wander off into the woods or something.
Yeah, you never know.
The Earth is obtuse. The Earth is a square circle. Meow, meow.
Kitty is not happy.
Would you prefer an afterlife in which it was a utopia where you can do as you please, or just die out for good?
Duh.
I mean, like, if we're talking about like a realm of just like pure fucking ecstasy and pleasure, where it's just like, this is great forever, then I mean, I don't know. I have this kind of the same thing I have about hell, though. It's like when they talk about eternal torture, it's like, yeah, well, wouldn't you get used to it after a while? I feel the same way about the eternal pleasure. But
I mean, if you have total autonomy in this world and anything you want, then you can choose to just, once I started feeling like that, I'd just wink out of existence.
Well, I'm bored. You gone. Or just like, I'm bored because I've been doing this too long. Erase mind. Oh, I'm now reborn as a naive infant into this world of pure pleasure once again.
Cool.
Whatever. So I guess it, makes sense. But I think you just, in actuality, blink out of existence. And I certainly prefer that to, like, eternal torture or some shit. So it's like, whoa, you just suffer forever. Like, all right, well, this sucks, I guess.
Yeah. Paul will be dead in a few years. You, me, and everybody else, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nobody on the planet
I don't think that was
say
written,
that about
I don't
themselves.
think that was written by an immortal. So
yeah.
What's something you never get bored of? I wish I could find such a thing.
Do you get bored of Tetris?
Oh yeah,
you do.
That's why I go through phases with it.
I never get bored of talking.
That's true. I'm pretty fucking. That's why I think that's why we do these things.
Yeah.
Like, even if I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing nothing. Yeah, might as well start a show, you know.
I might get bored of this, but then after this, I'll still have a conversation.
Yeah. You never get bored of big asses, TJ. That's not true. I mean, there's like definitely days where, you know, I'll be scrolling through my Twitter feed and I'll see a big juicy ass and I'll just be like, yeah, whatever. That's not what I'm into right now. Fuck it. Hell yeah. 24-hour stream or the squeaks gets it. Oh shit. Threatening our cat? Is this what you've become? What's my Tetris high score? I think it's 816,000. Let me check. I have it on my phone. Now I can go look at the statistic on here. Because I got the score on here. This is a kind of an easier version of Tetris, though, so... you know, I probably couldn't score that good on a traditional game. But let's just see what I got on this one. Get out of here. All right. My personal best score was 823,569 on Endless. I reached level 16. I cleared 463 lines. The game lasted 25 minutes and 20 seconds. So that was the best I ever did. In Tetris. What a Tetris noob you are, TJ. Well, that's as good as I'll ever be. That's, like, I played the shit out of that game. I mean, like, if I do better, it'll only be marginally. That's as good as I'll ever be at it, so whatever. I eat liberals for breakfast. That makes me a libertarian. Okay. Cool. Get out of here, Coolman. You're stupid. You don't know life. You don't know life, Coolman. You're weird.
You understand life, Coolman?
Oh, I want to see that new movie with Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. Best Fiends.
Oh, yeah.
I've read reviews. It's supposed to be pretty good.
Dude, I still, to this day, have not seen fucking...
The Disaster Artist?
Disaster Artist,
yeah. You should definitely watch that. You'd like it. That's your kind of flick, for sure.
Oh.
Tommy Wiseau, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but he's been all about petitioning to play the Joker, and I say let him fucking do it. I say let him do it, dude.
I think that's you're a Joker fan.
I know. That's why I want to see it. Because you know what? If anyone can capture it, I think it's Tommy, dude.
I say let him put out an audition tape.
He already has.
As the Joker?
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Yeah, you can see it.
Sweet.
I mean, he's kind of just, he's like doing it as a publicity stunt with like a magazine, so they're just having him read.
Is it good?
It's fucking, I mean, I'll let you be the judge.
All right.
I think it's compelling. I'll give it that. I don't know how copyrighted this shit is or whatever. This is from the Nerdist, I guess. And they had him do some Joker lines. Let me just fucking full screen this son of a bitch and add it on here.
Sam I Am, that's a self-defeating fucking statement. No one can touch Heath because it ignores the truth. Like, Heath was one of several people who played the Joker who were at one time considered to be the best portrayal of the Joker. Like, you think when Nicholson played the Joker, people weren't like, well, that's it for that character. Nobody's ever going to beat Jack fucking Nicholson. That ain't going to happen.
And then Jared Leto came along.
Yeah, and then Jared Leto came along and blew the socks right off of everybody.
All right, so I don't want to play too much of this.
Oh, yeah, because you might get flagged.
I don't want to get in trouble. There he is.
Oh, he doesn't look bad.
Well, yeah, they you know, as you can see, they clearly just dressed him as the Ledger Joker and have him do some lines from that movie. But I like his reads. They're very Tommy, but
we'll see what happens here.
Here, you just decide what you think.
Oh! Joker. It's simple. We killed the Batman. Have you ever danced with a devil in the pale moonlight? Did you? No, but I did. And I did like a devil. I am not the monster. No, I'm just the head of the curve.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah. All right. No, I say no, but
I'm down with it, dude.
No.
I'm
This is
thinking it has
terrible.
to happen.
This is terrible, dude. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's funny to see him, but like, you think he could carry a whole film with that?
Oh, yeah.
Over the top, complete disconnection from the material.
Yes. Because, I mean, look, honestly, who other than the Joker can afford to be that fucking detached, dude? And, like, obviously just in a weird way unhinged and unrestrained.
Okay, TJ.
I mean, like, it makes sense.
You're taking this
How do
Joker
you-
shit too far.
How do you get the best Joker? Cast someone who is genuinely fucking insane.
Or someone that's just, like, according to you, just the complete opposite. The totally disconnected. So just get some fat, pimply dude in a hover round and make him the Joker. Slap some paint on him. He'll be totally disconnected from the material, just
Yeah.
like a good Joker should be, right? No.
Dude,
No.
Tommy is... Look, you can't fucking match Tommy, dude. There's something about that guy.
No, I agree. There's something about that guy in that pretty much everything that he's in is horrible because he's in it.
Oh, it's great, though.
But it's great. You know, it pings the horrible meter
Tell
around.
me you wouldn't want to see that performance that we just looked at right now in a huge budget Hollywood fucking production.
No, I wouldn't.
I would.
That would be horrifying. It would be like it would be worse than the Leto Joker. It would be reviled.
Oh no, it wouldn't. It'd be a fucking instant classic, and you know it.
You're crazy, dude.
I don't think I am.
You're fucking out
I
of your
don't think
nut.
I am. Well, look at this. This video here has 56,000 likes, only 4,000 dislikes. So people obviously like it, dude.
Oh my god, you don't know.
People obviously love it.
People are liking it for the memes, dude.
No.
The same, yeah, that's the reason that Trump got a bunch of upvotes and won the fucking presidency.
You're
you know
tearing
what I mean?
me apart, Batman. Scariest, most unhinged Joker ever.
Bullshit. Most over-the-top fucking hammy fucking soap opera quality acting Joker ever.
Oh, that's well below soap opera, but also above. That's the place where it's below soap opera, but above like the finest actors, like I don't know, Laurence Olivier and shit. It's above that, yet below soap opera at the same time. It exists. It's the horseshoe theory of acting, dude. All right, he's so bad that he's actually better than the best.
Oh, dude, man, if they make Bill Skarsgård the Joker, I'm just gonna fucking cry.
Wouldn't you prefer Tommy Wiseau over Skarsgård?
I guess, yeah, but I mean that's just a nightmare scenario. You know what I mean?
I hope he plays it with the same... I mean, there's no way he's going to accept another evil clown role, though. Come on. I mean, he's not going to be like, I'll be the evil clown guy. That's my market.
There's one way I can think of. Hey, Bill Skarsgård, you googly-eyed fuck. Haven't had much work since It. Want to do the evil clown thing again? Here's $160 million.
They're not giving him 160
Well, whatever, you know, whatever above scale is for Bill Skarsgård.
He's still got It 2 to do, and you know they're going to add new It's if that's another hit. They'd be like, actually, you know, King wanted it to go on beyond the story, so it's back again. It 3.
Maybe he should just make a tour of all the evil clowns, you know? He could be the Violator in the new Spawn, too.
Yeah. They could remake Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You know, he could just be the... Yeah, I mean, you know, he could embrace it. Like, if you need a killer clown of some kind...
He's the new Pagliacci, dude.
It's like, hey, we need a fucking... Violent J just died. We need to greenlit the biopic. You know, get Bill Skarsgård over here. He's going to fucking gain 300 pounds and play Violent J in a fucking ICP biopic.
You know what? I just had a brilliant idea. dual role as Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope.
No, I'm thinking we're gonna cast Tommy Wiseau as Shaggy.
See, you're that's horrible. Dude.
There you go.
He'd be. Hey, Violent J, you want to make a rap song today?
How is that not great?
Shut up, bitch boy. Oh, man, hey, fuck you, man. I'll pour Fago on your head, stupid.
Oh, this is going to be the greatest movie ever. Skarsgård would be a good live-action Incrediboy. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
Okay, maybe it would be kind of funny to have him as Shaggy 2 Dope.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
I mean,
it
right?
might be pretty good.
TJ, for the love of God, fix your headphone wires. It's so distracting. Is it? Is it really?
Yeah, just fucking watch something else then. You overly sensitive fucking
The headphone
frail
wires.
human being.
I'm being, TJ, please. For the love of God. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make them worse just for you.
Oh, yeah, dude. Make it more prominent. Make it shorter. Yeah.
Just like fuck them up more. Like tie a fucking knot in it and shit. Oh, yeah. Look at how much worse it is now. It's way worse. Look at that.
Oh, my God, dude.
Look at that.
Oh,
no. It's fucked up. It's not perfect and orderly. OCD meltdown.
Sweet.
PJ, follow in Sargon's footsteps and create liberalist USA.
No.
I like that. TJ, please, got a lot riding on this. Please fix your headphone cables. I'm begging you, man. I'm at the end of my rope. Please. Hey, why isn't Dumb Kid modded up in here? That's an oversight.
He's modded on mine, dude.
Yeah.
I took care of that shit.
Yeah, there you go, Dumb Kid. You can now swing the ban hammer around once more.
Ban them all.
What even is a liberalist? It's like literally like I'm mildly curious, but not curious enough to investigate.
Yeah. My knowledge that it's just going to disappear and be nothing in a year makes me not want to waste my time looking into what
I
it
remember Sargon pulled me aside into like a group, like I don't know, year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe something like that. Might have been less. I don't even remember. But anyway, he's like, we have to rebrand ourselves Skeptics. That's the label we all must use. And I'm like, I look back at that now and I'm like, yeah, this is why the label Skeptic got destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
This is why that word is dog shit
And the
now.
label atheist as well.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I'm not fucking jumping on any other term that Sargon creates because he's just gonna fucking, and maybe even through no fault of his own, but it's gonna turn to shit.
Yeah. Like, as soon as you start using the umbrella term skeptic and then you realize that your movement is filled with, like, emotionally driven, irrational fucking fame-hungry retards just like every other movement, then you're fucked. Because then there's a dark irony to what you've labeled yourself. Then the word skeptic, which is actually probably a useful word in discourse, now has quotes around it in people's heads. Because you have...
Oh, a skeptic.
Yeah, skeptic. Oh, he's one of those. Okay. Great, thanks.
Yeah, we now have people who like believe in God and deny climate change and thinks vaccines cause autism and probably a whole range of other stupid bullshit going around calling themselves skeptics. Got people who are like basically, just like, oh, they're just fucking bigots and shit. Just outright bigots and racists and shit going around like, I'm a skeptic. It's like, no, you're not. Shut up. You're a fucking fool.
There are times when, like, being a skeptic is a stupid position to take. Like, you know what? All this shit that I've heard that your body needs to have food in it and shit, I'm a skeptic. I'm just going to stop eating.
I've seen these posts on, like, Tumblr and shit where there's these women who say things like, doesn't matter what you eat, just that you eat. All food is equivalent. So basically they're just like denying nutrition is a fucking thing. As long as you eat food, you're fine. And they think that your weight, no matter how overweight you are, has nothing to do with your lifestyle or anything like that. It's just all genetically predetermined. Like, you could eat broccoli and fucking do sit-ups and exercise and you'd still be fucking 500 pounds. Like, we're at this level of, like, crazy denial now. Like, this is just my natural body.
That's, like, I can't even imagine deluding myself to that point. Like, to look at a salad and then look at a pile of processed cheese and go, like, I could eat either or for dinner and it's no difference. Like, how do you fucking get to that point?
I don't know. Just, you were seriously bullshitting yourself at that point. You know what? If you want to choose the cheese pile, do that, but don't kid yourself.
Often do.
Yeah, don't fucking lie to yourself.
But yeah, while I'm eating the cheese pile, I'm just like, oh man, this is just nourishing the shit out of my body. I'm like, fuck, man, I just want cheese. What do you want me to do?
They want us to assign a percentage of likeliness to 9/11 being an inside job.
You'd have to
likeliness percentage. Okay.
You have to define what you mean by an inside job. Who knew? Like,
I mean, if they're saying inside job, that means that the government did it.
Not necessarily. Wouldn't it still be an inside job if the government knew about it and did nothing to stop it?
Well, let's see what the definition of inside job is.
Sure.
Because I'm unclear. So let's figure that out, and then we'll know. A crime committed by or with the assistance of a person living or working on the premises where it occurred. So basically, it had to either have been done by the government or in conjunction with the government.
Is allowing it to happen being in conjunction with it? If doing nothing to intercede being in conjunction?
We'll just go ahead and say yes.
Okay, then yes. Well, then, honestly, I think it's not even worth discussing that the government knew that 9/11 was coming before it happened.
But did they willfully ignore it as part of, like, some scheme?
When you look at the evidence, I don't know, man. Like, when you look at who benefited and how much they benefited. I mean, literally, the fucking vice president of the United States was made a billionaire by this fucking war. And his position as the head of, he owned tons of stock in Halliburton, and Halliburton became like the go-to supply fucking line, civilian supply line for the war. And he was a current stockholder. You know what I mean? Like, that type of shit, it makes it hard for me. And maybe that's just that paranoid pattern-seeking shit, but it makes it hard for me to not see that as evidence of malfeasance alone.
Yeah, I think there's honestly, I'm not going to assign a percentage to it because I don't want it to be, I don't want to fucking say too low or too high or get judged. I will just say I think there's a respectable fucking chance that the government at least was aware of 9/11 and maybe certain elements of the government did nothing to stop it and, in fact, plan for how they could benefit from it.
No, I mean, neoconservatism as a movement, which is what was, I mean, George W. Bush and his cabinet and the people surrounding him were neoconservatives. Early in the movement, there was a talk of a desperate need for a unifying attack on America that would allow them to start pushing their heavily conservative foreign policies.
Yeah, well, they wanted to go nation build in Iraq.
Right, and so the neoconservative movement, but it still wasn't big enough to justify a position at the highest ranks. But there were people in the neoconservative movement at various levels of power as it gained steam. Who was that fucking guy? Bush's Secretary of State. What was his? You know that old motherfucker? What was his name? It's been so fucking long since I thought about him.
Secretary of State. Are you talking about was it Rumsfeld?
Donald Rumsfeld. Donald Rumsfeld was in fucking Nixon's cabinet and shit. So here's what we're supposed to believe then. We've got a movement that's based largely around this idea of needing to have America needs to have a common enemy. And in order to convince America to have a common enemy, there has to be a catalyzing attack, violent event that takes American lives that'll congeal all this power. And then that event happens right at the time when neoconservatives have well and truly taken the White House.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually
and
ever,
it's used to justify the invasion of a bunch of places. That just...
Yeah, he was never actually Secretary of State. He was Bush's... where is it here?
What was he? What was his...
Secretary of Defense.
Okay, Defense.
Right.
My bad.
Yeah. So that's what he was. I thought that sounded a little weird. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, he was... Secretary, basically in charge of the war, along with Cheney. And
but he's one of those voices that goes way back, and that was one of the tenets of the neoconservative movement was the need to focus America on a common enemy, and that was that's how they saw order as being established. America was never more together than when it was coming together to fight a common enemy.
Well, I mean, they were right about. I mean, like one thing they were right about was like after 9/11 happened. I mean, you remember George Bush's approval ratings were like in the 90s.
And look at what they did with it immediately. As soon as he had that wellspring of support, war, invasions, massive increase in defense spending, massive bonuses right to people. His direct
and huge curtailing of civil liberties here at home.
Oh yeah, it was immediately used to do all of the things neoconservatives talked about doing. So it's just like, were they just the luckiest political movement ever? Or was there an element of malfeasance there and they all got paid? My brain automatically goes to the latter. Now, maybe that's wrong think or whatever the fuck, but yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I don't.
I mean, there's definitely I don't think discount the possibility of right place, right time. Like, oh, they just got a lucky break with that shit. But you know, you got to fucking ask those kind of questions for sure.
Like, look at when you start thinking about how lucky the break. It wasn't just that the attack happened.
Yeah.
It's where the attackers and the people that oversaw them were traced to, because that led to juicy mineral rights contracts. It was the ability to somehow, via some weird thread of thought, tie those attackers to another country and justify the invasion of that. The luck just never stopped.
Yeah, plus you got to, you know, play a little of that global chess with Russia over this shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, Russia, remember how you tried to take over Afghanistan? Well, it's ours now. This belongs to us.
Because we're trying to find a magical turban-wearing psychopath living in a super fortress underneath the mountains of Afghanistan. You remember that shit?
Yeah, and yet he's dead in another country, and we're still there. Huh. How peculiar.
Strange.
Can you guys answer something I've never grasped? Why are people so keen to toss away their rights for a temporary feeling of relief, be it curtailing rights like in 9/11, tossing out free speech, etc.? Because most people don't fucking assign any real value to their rights or their liberties. And if they do, you know, they just assume that theirs are safe and then it's only the bad people that are going to be targeted. It's like they have this mentality. It's just like when you say you're going to increase surveillance, you know, these people who are like, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not necessarily true. That's stupid. That's wrong. You're a fool. Yes. But they don't care, you know?
They came for the socialists.
That'd be like
nothing.
Imagine if I went in that dude's house and I was just like, I'm just going to stand around and watch you, everything you do from now on. He's like, what? Well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, what's the problem? Let's go in the bathroom. Let's watch you take a shit. Let's watch you jerk off. Let's watch you floss your fucking teeth.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing to hide,
I want to see everything. Are you going to make love to your wife now? That's great. Let's take a look.
But wait.
You know, it's total bullshit.
Yeah. Yep.
TJ, why are you sounding like an NRA member? What? What? I'm not going to dignify that with anything more than another what?
Oh?
I'm sorry, I don't get it. TJ, did you know Doom Guy has a really big arm? Okay. Cool. Ah, I see you tried to block me. You can't compare to my style.
Style? You have a speech impediment?
Freedom over safety. I mean, like, the safety you get is a fucking illusion anyway.
I mean, it as soon as the shit hits the fan, it is. I mean, the social order that you have as a member of Western civilization is based on the most delicate web of bullshit. And as soon as that gets disturbed, it all fucking evaporates to nothing.
Oh, yeah. TJ, why Sorry, TJ, where were you when you were filming in front of the white garage? Like what state? I think it was in California. Do you ink Star Trek will ever be relevant in the mainstream again? I don't know. I don't think it ever. I mean, I feel like it's remained relevant in the mainstream, but I don't know. Maybe not.
What about Tarantino Trek, dude?
Tarantino Trek. I have a feeling he's going to emulate more of the like the old school,
the original
approach
series
to Star Trek, which I'm fine with, but I don't think he's really gonna make it something that's in the vein of the Star Treks that I really like from the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But I'm interested to see his take. Tarantino Teletubbies movie? What are you talking about?
Is
you
that
psycho?
happening? What
No.
the fuck?
No, it's not. I'm going to go grab myself a drink and maybe take a couple puffs on a cigarette. Paul is going to sing and dance for everybody in the meantime.
Hey guys. Oh, I'm slowly but surely leaning. Should probably get back in frame. Come on, Paul. Performance awareness, man. You doing leaning out of frame like that, you stupid piece of... How's everybody doing tonight? That was just a joke. Just... Happy birthday, P-Way. Well, thank you, Xenodroid. You're all doing very badly. Cool. Paul, do you prefer Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? Also, who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character? I think, like, currently, I like Mortal Kombat a little better than Street Fighter. My favorite Mortal Kombat character is Baraka. I was badass with Baraka in the MK2 days, man. And he's a badass character, too. He's just a big, nasty-looking fuck with blades for arms and shit. He had some of the best fucking fatalities. Baraka, dude. They need to bring Baraka back. He hasn't been... Like, I don't know why he's not in these fucking games. Give me more Baraka. How old am I now? I am 38 years old and counting. You like black metal? Not really. I don't like any kind of Grover metal or any kind of screech metal. I don't really know what genres they fall into, but Grover metal is like, you know, that's Grover metal. And screech metal is like, I can't get down with that shit. So I think black metal falls into one of or two, or both of those categories. I can't deal with that shit. Barack Obama, dude. Yeah. Black metal is the screechy type. Okay. And death metal is like the... It's like, oh, God, man. Come on. I want to hear what you're saying. I don't want to have to open up the CD cover and read the lyrics to get what you're saying, dude. Come on. Let me hear at least one phrase here and there. Like, I can even get down with, like, fucking Rammstein, you know, and I don't understand a fucking thing they're saying. What about fagcore? I don't know just what you mean. I don't. I don't. Mumble metal. Yeah, I can't hang with that, dude. Like, it's almost comical to me when people listen to that shit. You know, somebody pulls up next to you in their truck and they got like their metal militia blasting, and it's like, You're just like, that actually sounds better than most of this shit. I'm trying to fuck on it, and that sounds kind of cool. Happy B-Day from my dog. It's hers too. 14 years. Cool. That's an old-ass dog, man. What's the worst morning freak out you've ever had? I don't know, man, because I don't remember a lot of them. It's almost like I'm not fully awake when they happen. So my mom used to have horror stories about me. She just learned as a kid, like when she woke me up for school and shit in the morning, that she would just like pound on my door. And when she heard me go like, what? Then she'd just walk away. Like that became her routine. Because I would go like, fucking, I'd stomp around my room and I'd get dressed and shit and, you know, go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth. By that time, I'm fine. So, but I'm sure she's got some horror stories of me popping off at her in the morning for no reason. Just because she was the closest person, you know. Oh, yeah, man. It sucks. I would love to change it about myself, but I've been that way since I was a little kid, so I don't know what to do. Last Tool-related question I'll ask, I promise. What was it like seeing them during the latter? Dude, that was such a cool tour. I got to see them at the Fresno Convention Center, the Selland Arena, and I had great fucking tickets. I had, like, on the floor, maybe 6 or 7 rows back, and it was awesome, man. I mean, one of my favorite concert experiences ever, for sure. It was a total just feast for the eyes. You know, they had this giant see-through body that came down at one point, like an anatomical model, but on a giant scale, and it would light up in different ways, like, so you could see different layers of its musculature, you know what I mean? So it would be like, you know, you'd see it as a statue, and then you would see it its muscles, and it looked like you were kind of delving into this statue. I don't know what they were using, probably LEDs and projection and all kinds, but it was crazy, man. It was such a cool show.
What you talking about?
Tool.
Oh, yeah. I saw Tool.
Did you see him on the Lateralis tour?
Yeah.
That's the only time I got to see him, and that was so fucking cool.
I saw him twice. I have stories about both of my Tool's fucking concerts.
Oh, yeah?
The first one is, it's not much of a story. It's just funny because they were in a huge arena. I was in the very last row. So it's like, I should have brought fucking binoculars to that fucking thing. I'm like, is that Tool? I think I see Maynard, maybe.
That sucks.
You know, it was still cool. Big props. All that. I mean, you could still see, but, you know, it was like, you know.
Yeah.
So the next time I went to a Tool concert, I was determined, like, I'm going to be right up front of this motherfucker. So this fucking hillbilly comes up to me before the show, and he's like, hey, man, you pretty big. I'm thinking you and me together, we could rush to the front. The plan is we'll get real fucked up, right? Because I got booze in here. I smuggled in all this fucking booze. We'll get fucked up. We'll rush to the front. You and me, we'll just push our way up to the fucking front, dude. It's going to be great. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Cool.
So he gives me this drink. I take a sip. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's the most hideous, disgusting fucking drink. I'm like, what is this? He's like, that's Mountain Dew mixed with rubbing alcohol. I'm like, what? Is that even safe? Okay, whatever. I'm already doing it. So I fucking drink this shit. I drink like 3 fucking cups of this shit. And by the time, before the show even started, there was this other guy in the crowd that was being a dipshit.
Yeah.
And I think maybe just to like, I don't know, this guy that gave me this booze was like a shit stirring guy. So he's like, you should kick that guy's ass. I'm like, fuck yeah. I go over that, he's fucking harassing these people. I just push him. And I'm like, let's fight. But the dude was so fucked up that he didn't even know he'd been pushed. He's just like, I'm in a new place now. You know? So it's like, whatever. So then the concert starts, right? And I do the plan. I start just like, fuck you people, get out of my way. I deserve to be in the front because I'm big. And then I fucking make it to the front. That guy that was egging me on is still back where he was, just kind of like...
He didn't have the balls.
He didn't have the balls to do it. Even with me bulldozing the way forward, he was too afraid someone was going to, like, start something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I got to the front row. But here's the rub. I was so drunk, I don't even remember this fucking show.
That's fucked up.
So
there you go.
I saw
man.
one from the back row, one too drunk to fucking remember.
That sucks, man.
What you gonna fucking do, you know?
Oh, man.
I have a bad track record with them Tool concerts.
I remember when I saw them, that band Meshuggah opened for them.
Yeah.
And that was just an unlistenable cacophony of bullshit. I immediately found my way to the smoker section.
There was some band that
went to the
opened up-
corner and fired up a J.
The show I went to, the first one, there was some band that opened, like, it was called, like, Tomahawk or something. It was not good.
Yeah, Meshuggah. Ugh. I'm like, all right, I'm going outside. I'm going to the smoker's deck. See ya.
Any advice for first-time concert goers? I mean, like, I don't really like concerts that much. I mean, I'll go. I haven't been to one in forever, but there was a time when I went to. But, like, I never really, like, other than the Manson concerts I went to and the Tool and, like, some festivals, like, there was I had some cool concert experiences, but a lot of my concert experiences were just kind of like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I saw Disturbed, and I was just like, David Draymond wanted to, like, give, like, a 20-minute speech in between songs and shit. I'm just like, shut up. Like, I don't mind a little bit of back and forth with the audience, but, like, he'd sit there and, like, give this fucking grandiloquent fucking speech about, you know, I've changed people's lives. And I'm like, shut up. 10,000 fists in the air. Like,
It's like,
okay.
oh, no.
Stop. I saw fucking the drowning pool, and I'm like, play the only song I know, please. And it was, you know, the original guy was dead, so it was like the replacement guy after the fucking first guy died, and it was still all right. But I'm like, all right, I've seen the song, let's go.
Let the bodies hit the floor, dude.
I saw Nine Inch Nails. I saw Nine Inch Nails a couple times. Maybe I only saw him once. I don't know. I think I saw him a couple times, but I might have only seen him once. It's kind of blurred. But I remember that the band that opened for them was called the Dresden Dolls. And it was like a two-person band. It was a dude and a chick. And the dude kind of played keyboards, and the chick just sang. But they were pretty fucking cool. They put on a pretty good show. And
I've heard of them before. I can't place the music.
So did Trent. Trent did a good job. You know, he did a good show. But it was no Manson. Nin is better than Manson. All right. Cool. Rock on.
Yeah, I want to see Ghost, man.
Yeah, I passed up the opportunity. That's something I've kicked myself for. I really did want to see that.
That would be a cool concert.
Should I go to a music festival? Would it be worth it? I mean, it depends on who's playing.
My answer is no.
Yeah, I would say go if you're young and spry enough and you like the lineup enough. If there's at least 4 bands you like playing in the festival, it's probably worth it. But yeah, kind of depends on your condition.
Just watch the HD videos of it and thank yourself that you have a toilet that you can go to that isn't covered in herpes.
Well, that's another thing too, is like, because I can hold my piss forever, I don't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah, but what about the sweaty asses grinding into you for fucking 12 days straight? Like, that's music festival. I guess, yeah, if you're young and fucking full of piss and vinegar and shit, go do it. But
yeah, I mean, you might have
I'm past my music festival days, dude.
Yeah, I think I am too at this point. But I mean, you know, I don't know. I guess if there was like an incredible lineup, I might fucking be convinced. But man, I really do not like big throngs of fucking people. How was Mastodon in Washington like?
That was cool. That was a cool show. I mean, once again, like, being around tons and tons of people sucked, but the show itself was really cool. I was right on the edge of the pit, which is where I like to be, because I like to know where that's happening, but I like to be distinctly out of it. So being on the edge of the pit is cool. The only thing you have to do every once in a while is shove a dude back into the pit that bumps into you or some shit. But
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good, man. I like that kind of energy in a crowd. I like a crowd where pits open up and shit. That is one thing about when I'm in the moment and at a concert. I like it. All the shit that leads up to getting into a concert and the big throng of people and the waiting for the show to start, all that sucks. But that when the band is playing and the whole fucking crowd is going nuts and you're in that, that's a pretty cool feeling.
Get in the pit and try to love someone.
I don't advise it. I mean, like I've never done pit shit, so I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to that. But
do you know what the fucking biggest piece of shit at every concert is that one dude who has his girlfriend at the front, and he's like guarding her and shit.
Oh yeah. Like, don't touch my girl, don't grind up against my girl. It's like, fuck, man, what a shitty concert experience you must be having. There was a cheater in the pit at the Mastodon concert that was pissing me off. I was looking at the pit, and I was like, man, dude, this would be way wild. There was a dwarf, like a legit, like 3 apples high dude wearing a devil mask in the pit, and nobody wanted, like...
Yeah, people are like yeah, okay.
Like, nobody pitting wanted to be the dude that shoves the little dwarf into the fucking stratosphere, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
I was looking at this pit, and I'm just like, man, this is the most careful pit I've ever seen, because they're all having to dodge this dwarf that thinks he's participating, but he's really just making this pit suck.
Yeah, get out of there.
Eventually, he left, and it was like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, it was a goblin? Well, whatever. Oh, you were there?
I guess.
Maybe he was there. I don't know.
Knee the poor dwarf.
Whatever. He was fucking that
That sounds
pit
like
up.
a fucking song, Marshall. Go write it.
Yeah,
write a
knee
song
the
about the
dwarf.
dwarf in the pit, dude.
Yeah. You have a fucking songwriting prompt, Marshall. The dwarf.
Do it.
The dwarf that's fucking up the pit needs to get kneed, dude. He fell down a couple of times because people would absentmindedly bump him, but they would always turn around and help him up right away. You know what I mean? I'm like, what a fucking downer in this pit. Like, there'd probably be blood in this pit if it wasn't for that fucking little dork. I mean, I guess I can't fault him for wanting to participate. Only if Paul features. How would you need me to feature, dude? I'll try. I'll do whatever I can, dude. I'll do whatever I can.
So is this Bricks 3? Yeah, the long-awaited Bricks 3 finally here. Turns out it's just a fucking stream.
How tall am I? I'm 6'1", somewhere in there. Thoughts on Anthony Fantano?
I don't have any.
I like Cal Chuchesta better, honestly.
Do the disturbed gorilla scream on the song, Paul.
Okay. You're producing a Pimp Monk rap, too? Oh, shit, dude. Cigarette Fire, dude.
Cigarette Fire 2. Seen any good horror films recently? Yeah, dude. Massage Parlor of Death.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, you
I
didn't.
tried. Dude, I watched... Here's how far I got, okay? Massage Parlor of Death. Same, like, shitty home shot camera quality dog shit.
Right.
As we've seen in some of these other films, like Sex Squatch and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So a dude walks up to this door. He knocks on the door. This chick answers. He's like, is this the massage parlor? She's like, okay, come on back. Yeah, it is. She takes him to the back, starts giving him the fucking worst looking massage you've ever seen. Just like, all right, okay. And then he's like, I heard some of these massage parlors, a man could get a little bit more than a massage. She's like, well, this is not one of those places. She's like, can't blame a guy for trying. Wow. And then she fucking pulls out a fucking knife and stabs him a bunch of times. And the stabbing is basically consists of like her slowly touching the knife to him and him having chicken giblets and shit on him.
Cool.
And then, okay, so then it's like, okay, that's over. He's dead. And and then she laughs. She's like, all right?
Okay.
That scene wraps up. Next scene. A woman goes up to the same door. She knocks on the door. The other woman answers, and she's like, the woman who knocked, like, is this the massage parlor? Yeah, it is. And they go back. And she starts giving her the worst massage you ever seen. And then they talk, and then the woman's like, I've heard bad reputations about these massage parlors, but you're really nice. You're so nice that I actually do kind of wish it was a little naughtier in here.
Oh shit, dude.
And then it's like, turn around, sweetie. And then she takes out a meat cleaver and she hacks her. This is same chicken parts. I'm like, okay, so wait. You open the movie with the same exact sequence of events 2 times in a row. No thanks. No thanks.
That's what this is gonna be.
Is it? Because I'm not gonna see if they do this.
Aren't you kind of?
I was kind of curious.
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of curious to see.
Like, are they gonna do it again?
Do they do it 5 times or 10 times?
Yeah, they just do it like 6 times. Say that's the movie. The end. Bye. No refunds. Fuck you.
Oh man.
Blurry.
Just go to Reno, Nevada. It's Reno, but yeah,
Reno, Nevada. Great place. Come on, focus.
If you want a little, in fact, you don't even have to get the massage. You can just get all the extra in Reno. Paul, you should check out Shudder. It's a horror streaming site. It's got a bunch of foreign and old movies, but they're getting more stuff all the time. Yeah, that's one of the things I can sign up for.
Yeah, on
Amazon, I think, through my Amazon Prime. I've never done it because, and I have scrolled through what they have, and they've got a lot of good shit. So maybe it would be worth me turning it on for a couple of weeks or some shit, just to kind of, because there's a lot of shit in there that I've seen that is really good that I haven't seen in a long time, and there's a lot of shit on there that I haven't seen that looks really good. So I also want to do that Sundance Channel one too, where they have all the indie movies and all the documentaries and shit. That might be kind of cool.
It's crazy.
You missed a $2 super chat.
Oh shit. Such is life.
What's the worst restaurant you've ever been to? There was this Italian place in Madeira that was horrible. I used to see it. It was right in like kind of new downtown, and it was like Mama Della's or some shit. No. That was what tipped me off. It had like a Mexican name in front of it. It was like Gutierrez's Fine Italian Dining or whatever. And my ex-wife and I finally got curious enough to check it out one night, and it was dog shit. Everything about it was horrible. Like the whole experience was like, you could tell they were trying to do like a black tie thing, and I showed up dressed like this because I'm just going to dinner. And like the person tried to put the napkin in my lap for me, and I was like, "Nah, it's cool. I'll handle my own. It's all right." It was one of those places that wants to butter your bread and fucking stand by with a pitcher of whatever you're drinking, and everybody in there just seemed like so fucking like overwhelmed that there was customers there, and the food they served us felt like it came out of a fucking frozen food aisle and it was just reheated in a microwave. Like I ordered gnocchi that were just like hard little cold in the middle bullets with some weird gravy over. It was like the worst shit. It wasn't like the grossest place I've been, but in terms of like the worst restaurant experience, I can't beat it.
Yeah, that sounds miserable. I remember there was like I went to this buffet one time, this Chinese buffet. I don't know if this is the worst. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. This fucking Chinese buffet that there was like a fish tank in the front, and all the fish were fucking dead. They're just floating around in there, and you could smell like dead fish smell and shit.
Gross.
And the food was all just like tastes like been out there all day. Fucking nasty shit. but probably still not the worst. Don't get Shudder on Amazon. They get stuff way later than the app/site. Plus, it's got an app on most things, but PS4. Okay.
My mom used to work at this shitty little like smorgasbord restaurant in Madera when she was a teenager, named Weaver's Smorgy, and she tells like fucking horrible stories about that place. Like she was paid under the table. She was like 14 when she started working there, so they'd pay her under the table and make her do like all the worst shit. And one night they were like, "Well, time to clean the grease traps, Darlene. Time to get out there and clean them grease traps." And she went underneath the sinks where the grease traps were and pulled them open. And she said immediately, just like this swarm of cockroaches just came pouring into the restaurant.
Oh my God.
And when she would clean like the actual smorgasbord, when she would take like the shit out and clean where the water would collect underneath, she said just like roaches would run out of that every time she cleaned it. Just like, oh my God.
That sounds hideous. I feel bad for anyone who's eating there. There used to be a pizza place around here called Sicily's Pizza, and had some fucking people I knew that worked there. And one time, instead of doing the dishes properly, they just threw them all in a fucking garbage can, filled the garbage can with water and soap, taped the lid on, threw it in the back of a truck, and did donuts in the parking lot. And then pulled all the shit out.
Well, that's fucking ridiculous.
It was fucked up, dude.
What the fuck, man? That's why it just, you can't eat out.
Yeah, just fucking, I don't know. Some weird shit happening in food. Like the fucking, speaking of weird shit in food, it's kind of notorious around here. There was that Taco Bell. It's no longer here, but there was a area Taco Bell that like, I don't know, probably like 20 years ago, someone who worked there took a big shit in the fucking beans, dude.
Gross, dude. Nobody noticed. Nobody.
I guess eventually someone noticed.
I think he got caught. He got caught on the fucking cameras, though.
I don't know how he got caught. I know he got caught somehow, and I assume he went to jail.
He took a shit in the beans.
He took a big fucking steaming shit right in the beans.
The really disconcerting thing about that is he's just the only dude that's been caught doing it.
Yeah, how many guys have done that shit? How many fucking angry, upset with their life fucking Taco Bell employees have been like, you know what, I'm shitting in the fucking beans. Fuck these people. You sometimes you get a fucking you're like, oh man, the fucking beans on this suck.
And you're just like, maybe it's because it's
this is a bad batch. And it's like, nope, someone's shitting them beans right there.
God.
Yeah, dude. Nasty shit.
Like, you really, like, if you had, like, stats on how many times you've eaten feces and boogers and period blood, I bet everybody in the world would want to just die.
Oh, yeah. If you knew, if that was like, there was like a little counter, like I play this fucking game, this Jetpack Joyride. It's kind of like my thing that I do.
Yeah.
When I'm like bored or something, because it's kind of just really an easy, distracting sort of game with lots of stupid shit you can get. There's like coins you can collect in the game, and then you can buy new shit. So it's like, it kind of works on the same principles of life. It's like, yeah, if I do all this stuff, I can get this money, and then I can get this stuff, and then I can keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
But anyway, they have like a fucking crazy like list of stats you can look at. Like, here's how far you've gone, and here's your top speed, and here's like all the coins you've collected, and here's all this. Like, imagine if you had that for life, like,
yeah.
Here's how many times you ate a fucking, someone's booger.
The game that really made me start thinking about that was Grand Theft Auto. Because it's got everything. It tracks, like, how many hookers did you bang, and how many hookers did you bang and then beat to death and take your money back, and and how many donuts did you do, and how many times did you peel out. It's just like, what if you had that for life? It'd be cool to have it for some stats.
Oh, yeah.
But there would be some that you would just never
for others,
wanna
you
know.
just look at and be like, God damn it.
Yep.
And you'd be checking it after every restaurant. It's like, all right, just take note of all these numbers, little screen cap there on my phone. None of these better go up.
They piss in the fry bins at Denny's. Oh, no. I'm sure they do. I'm sure somebody has.
I mean, like, we're talking about, like, people with some of the shittiest jobs ever.
And then they've got shitty-ass customers, too, coming in every day bitching and moaning about it and making their jobs worse. Yeah, dude.
So, I mean, like, of course, eventually they fucking say, you know, I'm pissing in the fucking... I'm pissing in the fry oil. I'm shitting in the beans.
I'm blowing a big old booger on the top of this burger and then mixing it in with the mayo.
I'm fucking... I'm jizzing in the fucking... salad dressing, you know,
God
whatever.
damn it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna blow my load in the Roquefort dressing, dude. You wanted extra Roquefort? Here you go, bitch. Ah, that's happened everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just like gross. Fuck, man.
Do you remember one time? This is fucked up. This is a fucked up story.
Oh no, man.
But no, there was Cody, you know, he used to have his Tumblr and shit where you could fucking leave anonymous messages and shit on there.
Yeah.
And so I started leaving like these like one of the few places we had to go out to eat in fucking Macomb was they had a Buffalo Wild Wings there, which is like the best restaurant you could fucking go to.
Yeah.
Because it's that sad. That was like the most like, oh, wow, we got a fucking B-dubs, bitch.
Right.
So we went to the Buffalo Wild Wings and shit. And so anyway, Cody one time just mentioned, man, that waiter fucking, I don't know, he just got a weird vibe. I'm like, oh, really? He seemed all right to me. But anyway, I started fucking writing these anonymous comments like, hey, saw you at Buffalo Wild Wings. Just want to let you know you sexy. You know? We should get together sometime, you know, all this stuff.
And he was freaked out by it.
Yeah, and I just wrote him like every day with that and shit. And it escalated to the point where like I got tired of writing the obsessed ones and hearing that, so I started getting like more threatening with it, you know?
Yeah.
To the point where it was like, you know, you just reject me, huh? Well, fuck you then. I don't need your ass. You're a fucking piece of shit anyway. You done this and you done that and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and he's like, man, this guy's obsessed with me. And then, like, one night Cody was at the studio by himself. And I knew he was on Tumblr because he was just posting there constantly.
Right.
So finally, I get on there and I'm like, you know, I'm coming to kill you now. You're gonna die tonight, bitch.
What an asshole.
You know? we drove up, we found Cody like hiding in an alleyway and shit. And finally I just fessed up like, Cody, it was all me, dude. It was all me.
How pissed was he, dude?
Oh, he was pissed. He was totally pissed.
That's great.
It was long before
what a ruse, dude.
Before we actually fell out in a serious way, but maybe that had something to do with it. I don't fucking know. Probably not.
What a ruse.
I used to be way more of like a prankster. Like, cause the fucking marshmallowing Galen. That's right. Hiding marshmallow. I hid marshmallows around Galen's house on 2 separate occasions to the point where he was finding them like after months.
And he was pissed off about them.
Many of them were placed in obvious places so that he knew what was going on. But lots of them were placed in really obscure locations, too, so that every once in a while he'd just stumble upon one, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
Like, they were in his books and shit. Dude, I actually, like, taped strings to the ceiling that I tied marshmallows to the end of, so they were just, like, hovering marshmallows and shit. And it was all because Galen just came out one night and he saw like a random marshmallow. What the fuck is this marshmallow doing here? I'm like, what? Why is Galen triggered by a marshmallow? So I'm like, well, let's see what happens if we just deck this place out in fucking marshmallows.
So he just filled his whole life with marshmallows.
Yeah, dude, and the weirdest fucking thing was, it took him forever to fucking notice, and they were everywhere. And we were all trying to contain our laughter as we just were waiting with tension for that moment when he said, like, you know that aforementioned marshmallow on a string?
Yeah.
He literally, it was in a doorway. I put it there specifically so he would see it and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
He literally, like, walks towards it, like ducks his head around it, so he clearly sees it there, but he doesn't. It's just not processing. Like it's just like, oh, obstacle. But
Right.
it doesn't occur to him like, what the fuck is a marshmallow on a string doing there? He's just kind of like, he's so like, you know, Galen. He's blathering about something.
Right.
He's like, oh, you know, and that's why Wittgenstein and, you know, it's all this. And then
Right.
The most Nietzschean fucking Jack in the Box of all time. And, you know, when he finally sees, he's like, what the hell is it? And then it's just, oh my God. And then he starts seeing them everywhere. They're everywhere. And he's just going around his house, fucking grabbing marshmallows and throwing them in the trash.
And then you were smart because you hit them in weird places, so you could just imagine for like months afterwards, Galen like opening a book.
Oh, he would call me sometimes. Be like, just found another fucking marshmallow. God damn it. You know? It's fucking.
That's classic, dude.
It was so
man,
awesome.
that's the best.
That was the best shit. Oh, it's just too classic. Why are we getting updates about what's going on the drunken peasants shit? Enough. Who cares? Go watch that. If that's what you're watching, go watch that.
There are a cadre of people that think it makes the drunken peasants look good, that while we're over here fucking around on our streaming channel, they're here trying to advertise the drunken peasants.
They're doing it. They're doing a private show, so you'd have to be a patron anyway.
Yeah.
So go fucking watch your thing you paid for.
Yeah, what are you doing over here?
When was the last marshmallow he found? I have no idea. But I know he was finding them months and months later. I think he might have told me that when he was moving, he found a few that he never found. So that would have been probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
The last marshmallow.
DP moved it to the YouTube channel. Oh, okay. I guess they're over there puking if you want to watch that instead. Here's the marshmallow video. Watch this shit if you haven't. Well, that one's not as fun as the other ones because I just filled his car with marshmallows, but I didn't do it with enough for it to be as hilarious as I wanted. Because we would have had to buy so many marshmallows to fill an entire car.
You wanted it to be like absolutely stuffed with marshmallows.
Like, I think we shouldn't. I think we either should have done that or just not done it. But whatever. How long did it take to place all those marshmallows, TJ? I don't know. I probably spent an hour just looking for like trying to think of like different scenarios. Like, you know, like one day he's gonna open this fucking weird box sitting on a shelf somewhere, and when he does, there's gonna be a fucking marshmallow in there. You know.
Yep.
Put one in the fucking back of his toilet, you know? Like, if he ever has to go back there, there's just gonna be a fucking disgusting marshmallow that's been through fucking, like, 1,000 flushes. It probably would have just disintegrated. I don't know. But,
I just love the idea of Galen just going about his life and opening a drawer that he hasn't opened in a while and going, "Goddamn marshmallow! Another one!"
There was ones, like, flattened inside of his books and shit.
I need to look up what Wittgenstein thought about this. God damn it, fucking marshmallow!
Froze like tiny marshmallows in ice cubes in the ice cube tray. You know?
So one would like float up in his drink eventually. That's great. Oh, man.
There was ones in the freezer. There was ones like
Fantastic, dude.
hidden in his. There's like in his medicine cabinet, in actual pill bottles, just everywhere.
Holy shit.
Just a little fucking marshmallow Easter egg hunt for him. Cool. Did I put marshmallows in the shower head? No, I don't think I that occurred to me. Oh no. Goddamn marshmallow. Tell an angry Scotty story. That would just be the biopic of Scotty. Just be the Scotty biopic. Scotty biopic. Everyone loves it. Is it true I have a kid now? No. Not only is that not true now, but it will never be true. What's your favorite beer? Not really a big fan of beer. Sepnot. Motherfucking Sepnot. More marshmallow. Is Paul still here? Paul went to go get a grilled cheese sandwich. He went to go make himself a grilled cheese sandwich. What is your favorite brand of water? What? That's a sad question. Did you enjoy your quick trip to Kentucky? No. I mean, I went up there for a funeral, so it inherently was not going to be fun, but 12 and a half hours of driving, even to something fun, is fucking miserable. And then doing it twice in 3 days, fuck that. Kentucky is not really full of racism because there's no black people there to be racist against. Everyone in Kentucky is white. I saw exactly one black person the entire time I was in Kentucky. Dude, Coolman, that's funny as fuck. How did Cody really die, TJ? He made a fag-core song that was so faggoty that when he tried to listen back to it, his head exploded. TJ, do you think Bernie Sanders will run in 2020? I mean, if he did, I'd probably vote for him as long as he looked like he still had his mental faculties in order. But I really hope that we get someone new. Some new, exciting, inspiring figure that we can be disappointed with 4 years later. That'd be cool. Play that fag core again. No, that's never happening again. Yeah, I mean, like, you gotta care more about the VP when the president is 2,000 years old. That's definitely a thing. Sanders would die from old age before 2020. I mean, you know, these politicians tend to be long-lived. They have the best health care in the world. If they run Biden, I swear I will vote for Trump. Yeah, there's a few people. I mean, like, I won't vote for Trump, but I'm not voting. Like, I'm not voting if it's fucking Biden. I'm not voting. I mean, like, if it's Hillary, I will go vote for fucking Trump this time. Like, if the Democrats are so stubborn that they actually put Hillary up again, then I'm gonna go fucking vote for Trump out of pure fucking spite. I'm gonna go cast a fuck America vote at that point and say, all right, here you go. 4 more years of this horse shit, you stupid fucks. I don't think Trump's gonna make it though, so we'll see. But they were talking about what was Hillary's shitty running mate, Tim Kaine. Yeah, they were trying to be like, maybe we'll run Tim Kaine. It's like, Tim fucking Kaine? No, you're gonna. I mean, like, why don't you just run a fucking mop? Here's a wet mop. He's gonna clean up Washington. You know, it's like, fuck you. No. No, 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 no. Do not want. Run someone fucking halfway decent if you can find them. Hey, TJ. Hey, Icy's moment. You don't want Oprah? I mean, I don't know. If it was Oprah, I mean, I'm not going to be thrilled about that, but, you know, whatever. I could at least see that. I don't know. I see it more than I see any of the... I see her more than I see a Tim Kaine or a fucking Hillary Clinton. TJ, do you think the Democrats will win a majority in Congress this year? I think it's a possibility. 2018 elections, yeah. It's great when left-wingers who talk shit about our shitty celebrity president tout Oprah as a good candidate. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's totally hypocritical, but I'm like, who even cares about hypocrisy anymore? It's just so rampant. You might as well. I mean, like, pointing it out is like throwing a fucking, you know, dart at this point. You know, you're going to hit a hypocrite with it. You know, just throw a dart in a crowd and it'll hit a hypocrite. Al Gore for president? No. Isn't he like practically dead? Someone told me he's in really bad health. Kanye for president, bitch. Wow. About the only person with an ego bigger than Trump, so, you know, that might be the only place left to go. Elizabeth Warren says she doesn't even want to do it. So, whatever. No, I've never watched Dragon Ball Super. I think I'm past my Dragon Ball days, y'all. Would I vote for Joe Rogan? Well, yeah, then I'd know the president. That'd be cool. Yeah, why doesn't Alex Jones run for president? It's time to fucking see the Alex Jones administration. You know, it's time to see what Alex Jones can do, for fuck's sake. You know, this guy's been around for a while. Turning the frogs gay. What about it? Weebs on chat. Weebs on chat. Weebs on chat. Adam Carolla. He's like an inferior Bill Burr to me. He's got that same sort of like, I'm just an everyday guy, but I got opinions. Except not as good. The Beast 2020. He's Canadian, though. I'd vote for Jesse Ventura if he ran, to be honest. I mean, I probably would, too. Depends on his policies, I guess. But I tend to like what he has to say. Jesse Ventura is a goddamn nut. You don't seem that nutty to me. Galen 2020. That's not how Galen's name is spelled. Halcyon 2020. What? Why would I want that? You don't want Halcyon to be president, dude. You're gonna have problems. It's gonna be a scary world when Halcyon takes over. Dun 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 na 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 na. All right, I'm gonna take a smoke break. I'll let the chat have fun while I'm gone. Maybe you go check out Drunken Peasants or whatever. I guess they're getting drunk over there. But if you just want to watch boring old me yammer on, I will be back momentarily. Yeah. Like father situation, like son individual. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Rich with texture. Layered. Layered stuff. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Good things. Billy the Fridge stole Segmento. He can't. He doesn't have segments. He has one big mass of fat. TJ, why didn't you tell me you were streaming? I don't know. It failed to mention, I failed to be like, shit, I better tell Fry Mario Ball, dude. If there's one person who needs to know, it's Fry Mario Ball. Because if Fry Mario Ball doesn't get the fucking memo, then I'm just not even interested. Not even gonna do it. Stoned here. Blobmento. Fry Mario Ball is a faggot. Well, yeah. I think we all know that. They're still playing Trivial Pursuit and taking shots after like 5 hours. It's gotten way old. That's not my problem. Steam It DTube. What about them? I did a whole little comprehensive video about that. TJ, why the heck are you wearing those shades? They make me sad. You just answered your own question, sir. Abandon hope and worship Satan. Yes. Paul must be on his second grilled cheese. I don't know that Paul... I think Paul saying he was going to make a grilled cheese is like Paul's way of saying, like, I'm leaving now. I am done with this and would like to attend to the needs of my body. I've bathed long enough in the tism. And I will leave you to it. Paul died while making grilled cheese. That sucks, because he never got to eat his grilled cheese. This is a terrible time to die. Like, you're just about to eat your delicious grilled cheese sandwich, and then the next thing you know, fuck, you're dead. Don't even get a taste. That's the real crime. Yeah, he deserves a break from the tism on his birthday. He choked to death on a block of Velveeta. That could have happened. Do I scare you, TJ? You terrify me to the core of my being, dude. Why would you scare me? We're both acolytes of Satan. I mean, I don't see what we have to fear from each other. There's plenty of Christians for us to slaughter in the streets like dogs together. Being a YouTuber is worse and worse every year. I don't even want to know what it'll be like in 10 years from now, if that's still a thing. Too lazy to stream lab. Cool. Thanks. It's not TJ's birthday, lol. Yeah, it's not my birthday. It's Paul's birthday. Paul's birthday. Happy birthday to Paul. Paul is 572 years old on this day. Happy birthday, chat. Looks like Streamlabs is... Let me see what the minimum is for Streamlab to actually display anything. Damn it, why do I keep closing the goddamn Streamlabs? So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Here we go. So let's go see. Because I think there might be a minimum amount. But I guess I just got a $5 one that didn't go through for some reason. Said, those shades are awesome, TJ. I'm feeling them. Jar of Piss said, DFF is getting better and better. Stevie was a great first guest. Enjoy my ball washing. Thank you. Someone gave $10 and said, TJ and Paul, I need you to ponder on this philosophical issue. If you eat food and shit, will you shit food if you eat shit? Oh, wow. That's a good point. That is worth a philosophical musing. We should just ask one of these people that eats shit recreationally, because they exist. Just ask them if they shit food. They shit Taco Bell beans. Fecal foodies. Seriously, TJ, every episode of DFF is better than the last, and it's always lots of fun. Thank you. Has Paul considered whether fag core tastes good in a grilled cheese? That doesn't even make sense. Get out of here. Get out of here, you. Get out of here and think about what you've done. We may have just solved world hunger. That's true. I don't want to get too excited until we've run some tests, but I think we might have fixed this problem. I love the mysterious, I gotta go make a grilled cheese, I don't know what's going on, Paul has to go meet up with Ashley, and then fun times are gonna happen. Paul's just sitting out in the living room watching Mr. Show with Bob and David. That's what he's doing. So. Sure he is. Skeet, 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 skeet. How old is Paul now? I don't know. 30 something. PJ, are you depressed? Who wouldn't be looking at you? Deadpool animated series. What about it? Is that a thing? I'm gonna make a grilled cheese mac and cheese hybrid and name it the Brett Keane. Gross. I don't want to eat any food item that that fucking is named after Brett Keane. That's just me. I'm not down for that. I think that's actually wrong morally, spiritually, and ethically. You know? That's no good. It's no damn good. Did you see that disturbing Sinclair video yet? Who the fuck is Sinclair? No, I haven't. I probably never will. And I don't want to. So, piss off. Change my fucking arrangement here. To kick my fucking legs up, man. Fuck this shit. Fuck life. Do you understand it? I don't understand it. Oh. Life ain't good, man. Life ain't good. Life's a big old puddle of shit. What's my least favorite story in the Bible? I don't really know. I mean, my least favorite part of the Bible is the tedious amount of fucking genealogies where it just talks about people begatting each other for like 50 pages. Like, okay, we get it. How is this interesting to anyone? The Sinclair video just became the most upvoted post on Reddit's video subreddit. Oh, cool. Well, Reddit has good taste, so I'm sure it's awesome. Deep Fat Fried 24-hour edition. Well, we're supposed to do a 12-hour show upon hitting 2,000 patrons, which we're not far off of. So I think you're going to get a 12-hour show in a reasonably short time frame. TJ, how are you doing? I'm doing monumentally beautiful. Should you go see Manson and Rob Zombie? I would if they were playing anywhere close. But they're not, because they're cocksuckers. How do you come sideways? It just comes out sideways? TJ, do you think the Beatles are overrated? I wonder if I'd be able to see this chat better if it was a slightly different color. Probably. Let's see. Change this. That just changes your guys' fucking icons and shit. That doesn't do nothing. Chat. Guess I can't do nothing to it. That's a shame. So much better if I could change the color. Well, boo. What are you gonna do, I guess? I was always more of a Nine Inch Nails fan than a Manson fan. Okay. Can you add a transparent background to our messages? Let's see. I know I can do a solid background. I don't know if I can do like a picture. Yeah, I can do like a background. I can make them different colors, I guess. Put like a red filter over everything. That's weird. Be real faint back here. Make the chat the fucking star of the damn show. Why is Satan a more interesting character than God? Because God is just a petulant fucking all-powerful child. Satan actually has a motive that makes sense. Satan is way more relatable than God. Total eclipse of the sun. Paul is not dead. He's just done with your shit. If he wants to come back, he's free to do so. If he doesn't want to come back, then he's also free to not deal with your bullshit. Satan killed less people than God in the Bible. Way less. The Bible ain't trying to make you scared of Satan. It's trying to make you scared of God. Stream to the afterlife? How do I do that? Oh yeah, I'm definitely. I'm not really even. I'm kind of coming off of being stoned, and now I'm just getting sleepy. Starting to get a bit sleepy. That's what's going on now. This music is the definition of silly. Cool. Other people are saying it's like way too edgy. Edgy, it's silly, it's whatever we want. DJ, is weed legal in whatever state you live in right now? No, it's not. I only smoke legal tobacco. Satan is the savior and God is the devil. Okay. DJ, disappear. I could do that. I think I'm out of steam anyway. I think I've run out of juice.